Revival Motor Podcast. We live on the pre-show. Boys are coming. We get the soundboard. We live. Yeah, we're talking about extinct car brands. Get at us. Nobody's here, but believe me, they're here. Later. Yo! The boys left me here alone. That is way not loud enough. It's already been a week. I don't know. Chuck is unsupervised. Daddy's coming. Oh, young Ben in the big room have shown up fucking late. My guy. Young Ben had work, boys. Young Ben, we got to figure out how to turn up the goddamn thingies. Sounds. Daddy's coming. He's in the back with Corey. Disciplining. Good news. I got pistachio. Salt and pepper. What the fuck? What's that mean?
They probably have salt and pepper on them.
Salt and pepper? My fucking pistachios are salt and pepper. Oh, that's so good. Young Ben. Remember when you didn't go to the store today? Can you return these?
You already opened it.
Really good.
Oh, they're fucking good.
We can just turn the vacuum on. You can just throw them in.
Oh, Verge in the room. What up? Driving across the GG Bridge in Cali, hell? John, you're in Cali? That sucks, dude. Heard that place is a wasteland right now. Shout to all our Cali victims. Josh, I need a little more juice on the horn.
On the horn?
On the horn.
You play this something?
Live with the boys of summer.
A little more.
Revival motoring.
Still light.
Is that,
Big Verge. You guys see that Rogan selling out? You know who's not going to sell out?
Live
Well,
with the boys of
The
summer.
boys of summer. Because nobody wants to buy us.
that's weird. Hit your thing again?
Live with the boys of summer.
Oh, no, hold up. Turn it down because I got to turn
I
up
was gonna
my
say,
volume.
Yeah, your volume. That's why.
Is this okay? There we go. A little juice.
That's a bit more normal.
Dude, Cali stinks, buddy.
Who's out there?
I think John Orr. Sun came out over here in beautiful New England. Wow, I'll tell you what, I was going to return these salt and pepper pistachios. They're fucking really good.
Yeah, I told you.
That was the greatest mistake ever. I'm going to send young Ben back to the store.
A happy mistake.
Oh, did I say back?
I don't think the corner store has the same FCP Euro return policy.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I bet they do.
Telling you, if my boy was there working, he'll take anything back.
God, that's loud as fuck.
Good for you guys to know that I'm eating pistachios and throwing the metal dustpan at my feet.
This will just be pre-show. This is why you come to the pre-show, to see things like that. I need to pull up the tubes.
Yeah, I said send young Ben back to the store. That would be inferring that he went in the first place, which he certainly did not, because young Ben was working today.
Get a good look at a T-bone steak by shoving my hand up a bull's ass. Right, young Ben?
Yeah, but we got to figure out the scheduling conflict.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, what are they going to let you out a little earlier on Wednesdays? Wasn't that the whole deal? Do we have to write you a letter or some shit?
No, I just gotta. It's harder now because I'm in school.
Titties. Yeah, so?
Well, none of that's important. I mean, I don't...
You're in school.
You're not making enough money here to not need to go to school? I saw Jimmy Oaks at the Lock City Drifting. He's got a
Did you go?
K truck.
I didn't even know if you went.
Of course I went. I got a fucking season pass.
You got to utilize it.
I love those guys. I love fucking Grubby Martinez, a.k.a. Jesse. I love Broccolini, a.k.a. whatever his first name is.
Brian.
Brian. I love Steve World. Jimmy's all psyched on the K-Truck because people love the content and it's just easy to do.
I mean, yeah, it's K-Truck.
Jimmy's constantly making me realize I should have started a YouTube channel years ago.
Yeah, you really should have.
because I could have just been pimping around and doing whatever I want, as opposed to what I do now, which is pimping around doing whatever I want.
Except you would have had an excuse to get way more cars.
I know. I go to work. I was talking to him about building a garage, and I was like, "All right, yeah, I just put one up. What do you think?" And he's like, "Oh, my girl's got a place. She's got some acres, so I'm just gonna throw the garage up." He's like, "I was thinking 3,000 to 4,000 square feet." It was like, I fucked up. Every choice I ever made, I fucked up.
Yeah.
How big's the warehouse?
It's
This warehouse,
Yeah.
30,000. I'm
Oh.
not fucking playing. But 3,000 square feet's probably the size of the back room.
yeah.
I mean, my garage is 1,200 and it's giant, so. I was like, well, that's interesting because that's not a garage. That's a fucking warehouse, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, over there is like 5 and change.
Yeah. Imagine that in your fucking yard.
Yeah, that's a
I mean,
big,
house is like a 2,000 square foot house is a fucking big house. Maybe not for Connecticut people. You guys can't hear that, right?
I think so. Just put that down there. It's fine. Oh my God. That one, there goes that Spotify deal.
Oh,
Beware, this is not the actual show. I promise you that. We don't just. This is not ASMR of pistachios hitting the floor.
No, this
Sounds
is
like
it.
loose change.
It's as good as it gets.
Yep.
damn, Verge, you are looking good today, buddy.
Do I have? Oof, my notes. My notes are all over the place. It's gonna be a feisty one, I think.
Say with these salt and pepper pistachios, man, y'all aren't onto them. It's the brand name Wonderful Pistachios. 110 calories a bag. I should have just bought like 5 of these instead of the fucking Twigs.
It's the only brand you should ever buy.
Yeah.
They're so significantly better than any other brand pistachio.
I didn't think there was any other brands.
There are a lot of
They're
other
popping.
brands. Yeah.
My Tesla stock. The thing you got to remember is I effectively pay $50 a share for it, so it's still doing great. Now, on that note, I did buy 27 shares Friday, so that's kind of kicking the old dickaroo.
Ooh.
Yeah, I bought more on Friday too. And
Did
then I
you?
realized I fucked up
Yeah, we all did.
pretty hard.
But my average buy is still pretty low, so I'm okay.
I think mine's at like 333.
I'm making money on Workhorse. I told all you fools to buy Workhorse when it was at like $17, and it's 25 now. You know what? It's going to the goddamn moon. I also got a hot stock tip from a listener whose name I'll have to look up, but it's doing me pretty good as well.
I think
What do you want to do?
I'll hit that button, so we're good. We're covered. Let you finish up on your salt and whatever, cheddar, salt and vinegar, pistachios.
TDs, you showed yours on Friday. Nice move, man. Doubling down.
Yeah.
Kender, what up? Damn, we get that chat room stacked up.
I saw Ken today at Home Depot.
How was he?
He was backing out, and I took his parking spot.
He had a question related to that too.
Oh, good.
Is it because you had a smaller truck than you?
No, it's because that place is a fucking hellhole.
Suddenly Lowe's isn't seeming that bad.
Yeah. Not if you want to get a project done. You want to buy some fucking flowers. Go to Lowe's.
Yeah, that place is a fucking disaster.
You go to the one in Providence?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for both you and Kinder for having to go there.
He said he went there like 3 times today.
No. Yeah, poor guy.
It's terrible.
Shout out to Josh Garcia in the chat.
The one in Johnston is like never busy.
It's paradise.
Yeah, I got to kind of weigh my options, though. Driving time to the one in Johnston from work, not the best use of my time.
No, that's real bad. This worked out really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it did.
Need a fucking spittoon.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll tell you what, I could have eaten like 7 bags of those bad boys.
That stuff. Got that stuff. All right. I think I'm.
Have you ever gotten the already shelled ones?
No, I mean, it's like lobster. You got to work for it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Dude, the already shelled ones, you can just heave-ho them right into your
Yeah, but
mouth.
dude, you become such a bitch after like
Yeah.
a handful.
I mean,
You just be
yeah,
like,
you
"Why
mean
do
a
I-
bag full?
Why do I always have to shell them? Like,
Yeah.
I just imagine you'll start shopping at Lowe's the next day.
I've
You'll
eaten
be like,
bags,
I want a Toyota
Yeah.
Prius.
bags and bags and bags full of like already shelled ones.
Oh my god!
Oh my God,
No,
they're
I
amazing.
mean it'd be unstoppable.
You gotta pay a premium though.
Can you get salt and pepper?
Yeah, you can get a whole bunch of flavors.
Who do they got unshelling them though? I'm worried about the.
don't
I'm worried
fucking
about the
care.
moral issue
Yeah.
of who's unshelling
The
those
acid
things.
in my stomach will certainly
Revival
burn off any
over.
issue.
Oh no! I'm not
Yeah.
worried about where they've been. I'm
Yeah.
just worried that there might be
No,
a
just the-
conflict. They
yeah.
might be blood pistachios.
What are the working conditions? Is
No.
this?
Yeah, are they blood
Yeah,
pistachios?
they might be. Maybe that's why they taste so good.
Oh, I forgot I recorded that one.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, it might be blood pistachios, which I've read about. I saw movies about.
Yeah.
Carol
Never-
Baskin might have made them.
Never good. Never
Fucking
good.
Carol Baskin. Levels look solid, boys. Levels look solid.
All right. I think we're
Oh, you go to Attleboro? Or did you? Which one did you go to?
Providence.
Kinder
Oh,
City.
Kendra went to Attleboro twice
Providence
too.
3
Oh.
times and Attleboro twice.
Yo,
Yeah,
Damn, Kinder.
wasn't great.
Kinder's great. You know who's great? Kinder's great.
Yeah,
Big
Kinder
shout.
he's superb, but
Superb.
Home Depot in Providence, not great.
Not so
No.
much. All right. I think we're good. Young Ben, you ready to bring stuff to the table?
Yeah.
You good? You
Yeah,
sure?
Poland Spring Water. Young Ben.
I see you didn't bring one for everybody. Really trying to lose that intern job.
No,
aren't
he'll
you?
go grab. What are we gonna? We're working on interns right now. What's up, Rado Blues?
Let's roll.
Party.
Welcome, everybody. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I am joined by Chuck Hu
Holla.
and Corey.si.
Hello, hello, hello.
We have young Ben in the big chair today.
Hello.
Young Ben at the table.
I don't know what you're yeah, you just better. You just better. That's all.
Yeah, you
Just
really gotta.
better.
You really
Did
gotta
you
pull
pick
it
a color
together.
today, Ben? You haven't picked a color in a
went
while.
fuck-
Fucking
Classic.
weeks.
We've been letting you off.
Let me guess. The white looks good.
He went with his favorite color.
Is that what you're gonna? No.
No.
Nothing?
Yeah,
Nothing?
just leave
Go,
him hanging.
Purple.
Purple.
Pick the fucking hardest color to dial in on.
Yeah.
Let me get a little purple.
Live with the boys of summer. Revival Motoring.
Oh, Josh is working that. Oh, almost. A little deeper purple. I think he was thinking, Josh. Let me make sure it's not messing up the. Oh wow! It looks It looks
it.
marvelous.
There we go. That's it.
We look good.
Whoa.
That's where we're living. That's where we're living today. This week, we will be asking the question, where are they now? And we're going to take a look at some gone or not so gone car companies. But first,
I titled it "Gone but Not Forgotten."
that's more than acceptable. But first, this episode is brought to you by us, Revival Motoring, where you can go to our website, revivalmotoring.com, and pre-order issue number 6 right now. Pause this podcast or dial up on your phone, whatever you're doing. Whatever you do, do it safely. But pre-order our next magazine because it's out right now. So go do that. Then you can go over to our YouTube channel, like, comment, and subscribe. Go on iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. And that'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll do it for now.
It'll keep us going for another week.
Yeah, maybe.
Doubtful. Totally doubtful.
This episode is also brought to you by Dent Patrol. What is Dent Patrol, you ask? Well, have you or anyone you know experienced a ding, a dent, or a crease in your beloved vehicle? What about you, young Ben? You ever get a crease in a vehicle?
No.
Yeah, a couple 2-3.
Yeah.
Only in the floor pan.
Did you take a trip to go buy a fresh pack of Skoal, fresh pack of Marlboro, maybe some birthday cake pretzels?
Oh.
only to come out and see that some reckless child or stray shopping cart left your precious metal with what can now be described as a crater of filth, a blemish on your once perfect panel. Whatever the case, Dent Patrol is here to help. Perfecting paintless dent repair in New England since 1996. They are fully insured, family owned, and operated. There is no paint involved. They can save you your insurance deductible, lost time at the body shop, and they will come to you. If you want a repair of a ding, dent, or crease in your beloved car, go visit Dent Patrol on Instagram at Dent Patrol or on Facebook, facebook.com/Dent Patrol. They can make magic happen.
I hit Rob with like a picture of some of my dents, and he just like shrugged it off. Like, there's not going to be an issue.
Come on. That's
Like, he's just going to
before
walk in the
lunchtime.
area and that dent's coming out. The dent knows better.
It's going to be a Magneto. He's just going to pull everything out. With that said, I think we can get into
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
the old callbacks.
Ben, why'd you pick purple? Listen, this isn't new.
Yeah.
I mean, you just picked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted purple.
Is that
Alright.
the way
Want
you're
purple.
feeling? Is that where you are emotionally? Is purple
Are you feeling somber?
Little purple rain.
Yeah.
All right.
little bit? What do you call it? A little
Yeah.
bit. I was
He's
gonna
thinking
say-
about that purple kush, you know?
Oh,
that's what I was curious of.
Yeah.
I was curious if there was perhaps
401 Blaze it.
some sweet leaf with some
Yeah.
purple polka dots on it
Yeah.
recently.
Some of that homegrown.
That good, that dang
Yeah.
thing.
Dank.
Purple clouds, man.
What else do we have for you? Not
YouTube?
YouTube. I was like scroll.
Really?
I read
Time travel in
I
here.
read the teleprompter. What else do you have for callbacks? Any callbacks?
You read the teleprompter
I read
there,
the
old Joe?
teleprompter wrong. Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to try to put this gracefully. We talked about a dealership the other day that I want none of you to name that was putting on some high-end cars on their lot, despite not being what most would consider a high-end dealership. On the last podcast, you guys remember that? This guy selling Bentleys and stuff?
No,
I
I-
remember.
Yeah.
every
okay.
Sunday night I purge.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, Novak Nick hit me up, and he's like, my buddy bought a 911 off that dealership or one like it, and it got lemon load last week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why would anyone ever go to said dealership?
They couldn't like fix some stutter, and then he brought it to actual Porsche, and there were like poorly gapped used plugs in it.
Yeah.
So
That sounds about right. I mean, I don't want you show up to that specific dealership to purchase a vehicle of the other end of the spectrum.
what I'm saying is our Bentley dreams have been diminished.
So this is
extinguished
essentially
even.
exactly what we were talking about. Like who, if somebody's looking for a Rolls, why they go to the Hyundai dealership?
Exactly. Whoa, I didn't say it was a Hyundai dealership.
Yeah,
Uh,
I did last week. So
yeah, we
Yeah, so
hopped
anyways,
on it pretty good.
I mean, that's the rumor right now. It's just not a rumor. That's,
Yeah.
that's
I was
true.
saying,
Got
yeah, I
lemon
think
load,
it's just
boys. Got lemon load.
a confirmation.
Yeah, that'll.
So huge shout to Novak Nick for hitting up.
Yep.
Let us know buyer beware. You got to do your goddamn research when you're buying a
You get a-
911 at a
PPI done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Check that pee-pee, Anyway,
PP inspection.
Yeah, I don't know if actually there's anyone to take it on island for that.
no, Island doesn't have a lot of high-end stuff.
No, you'd have
Yeah,
to.
well,
go.
they do now.
They do now. They do now indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have to go across a bridge. Maybe
Yeah,
even
what
two
was
of them.
that hole in the wall place selling the East? It was like
Oh, it was like King Philip's Auto Body or
Yeah.
something. They drove it to me. It's a cool car.
cool car, but
Cool car. Not worth the money.
also not worth
At
buying
that
from
time.
them.
No,
Oh.
King Richard wasn't fucking warrantying that thing for me.
It was weird. This guy came out eating a turkey leg trying to sell me a car.
Yeah, it was an
Hello there.
interesting time.
Pleb, would you like this car?
Do you find this car worthy?
I will not sell it to you.
I had a quick one. We talked about it briefly a few weeks back. Obviously, Joe Rogan switching over to Spotify. A Spotify app for podcasts sucks. It just sucks. And I can only hope that by having someone so big being their primary person on there,
Yeah.
they'll have to improve it.
Well, that's why Josh is a big iHeartRadio guy.
Yeah, big, yeah.
Made the switch recently. Got tired of all the other interfaces.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not happy about the Joe Rogan exclusive thing. I wasn't
either, but I can't give him
earlier.
up.
I'm butthurt about it.
Yeah, I'm addicted. I can't give him up.
There's a lot of other good podcasts out there. You
There
want
are
to talk to
plenty.
your
I
man
listen to them
Audi
all.
exclusive? He'll tell you all of them. He's
I'm
got
gonna
all of them.
be honest. everybody out there, hit me up with podcasts because I've been looking for new stuff to listen to.
I just
because
got hit up.
I've
Hold on.
got so many that I
Like,
listen to, but I got to keep listening to Joe.
I'm on Joe Rogan. Obviously,
You want the
a new
syndicate?
episode.
The syndicate.
The Syndicate.
Audi exclusive. Hit me up about the syndicate. A group of college friends game Colorado's marijuana laws and made millions in the most sophisticated black market growing operation we've seen in America since state began legalizing pot. Young Ben's pulling up.
Yeah.
This 10-episode narrative follows the group's rise and spectacular fall.
Oh, those are my favorite ones. 10 episodes in and
The
out.
syndicate.
Boom.
Yeah,
There we
yeah.
go, boys.
Yeah.
Because they're thorough.
Yeah.
You get all the story.
You ever listen to Shit Town?
No.
Yeah, Shit Town
Oh,
was
Shit
very
Town.
tight.
I literally I'll
The
listen.
first
to,
one I listened to was Serial. Serial's a really good podcast.
I'll listen to some of ours because I want
Nah, I
to make
wouldn't listen
sure
to that shit.
sound quality and stuff like that. But I usually don't go through the episodes now,
Yeah.
so I'll listen to that a little bit, and then last podcast on the left and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And then I need to get back into hardcore history as well. But
Two Bears, One Cave. Can't get enough of it.
Do you
Tom
like
Segura,
it? It's
Brooke Rorschach,
funny.
dude. I can't.
I just got so many podcasts that
Yeah.
like I got Conan O'Brien. I'm gonna delete that right now. You know what I mean?
Conan
That-
rarely has a good episode I listen to. Dax. I love Dax's Armchair Expert. Love his podcast. It's great.
How about Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa?
It's not, I don't think it's consistent enough.
They're like 37-minute ones.
Yeah. But
see, it's weird. I almost like if I pull up a podcast and it's only like 40 minutes long,
Yeah, I didn't even bother.
I'm just like,
really?
I need
Oh, that
something to sink
entices
my-
me a little bit more.
See, I want something to sink my teeth into. You know,
Yeah.
like 5 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
one-
Duncan Trussell.
That was
I
freaking.
thought Dave Chappelle was
insane.
putting on a podcast, but apparently not.
I don't think he can be bothered.
Yeah.
No,
I think so.
Bill Burr mentioned on his podcast that he was on Chappelle's podcast.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe he's
not
going to
for
put a
us.
bunch in the bank and then slowly release them.
Yeah.
Being flat in the room, by the way.
Shout out to
Good
being
morning,
flat.
good morning from Australia. Big shout, buddy. Still a nightmare down there like it is up here?
Yeah, so I can only hope it gets better. I mean, if you currently listen to podcasts on Spotify and you think it doesn't suck, tell me why, because maybe I'm missing something.
That's generally.
Can you not close the app? You
You cannot close the app.
You can't close your phone screen?
You can close your phone screen, but like you
You
can't.
can't go to a different app.
No, you can have it. So you see how I have like a widget on the screen
Yeah, I'm not
that
a
plays
widget
it.
guy, yeah.
I like them. So the only way it'll play is if I have the app running. Versus I was running Pocket
it
Cast
won't-
before.
Pocket Cast is killer.
Pocket Cast would run. I don't have to have the app open.
Yeah.
It would just play and play and play.
See, my listening is
Did you
way
not give the
different
correct permission?
Fuck,
Sometimes I
know.
can do it.
Yeah,
'cause
maybe
I
I'm
only,
missing it.
only listen to podcasts in the car.
Yeah.
So like that, it just Android Auto connects and it's
Yeah.
all right there. So, but even then, I know the Spotify app itself often crashes, gets
Yeah.
stuck, gets hung up, and I have to reset it and go back and
Boys, I'm not happy about it.
it's just annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about Spotify. If Rogan exclusive, I might give up on Rogan.
So I was real shitty about creating an account. Turns out I've already had one. It was created
Yeah.
a long time ago. But that was my little 2 cents.
John Norris says Collecting Cars podcast. It
Yeah,
is
that's a
very
good one.
Yeah.
I need to go back and listen to more of those.
I think I still have that one in here. Actually, yeah, Spike's Car Radio. We're just gonna unsubscribe from that. You can fucking eat that.
So yeah. Well,
What
that
else you
was a
got?
good one. Well, I went to Lock City Drift on Saturday.
Oh, here's a good one. Actually, sorry, before that, but Cade
those
Lewin,
guys, right?
Cade
Jeez.
Lewinberger. Hold on, Spotify doesn't suck because I was bored and driving, and you guys were the top result for my podcast search.
Oh, big shout to Spotify.
Huge
Love
Huge shout
Spotify.
to
Spotify.
Spotify.
Thank you,
Love
thank you
Spotify.
very much. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, the king of podcasting,
Yeah.
Spotify.
Love Spotify.
With the boys of summer.
Sorry, we had to pay the bills. With a brief intermission there.
Hey, we're still down for
Yeah.
that dump truck full of money contract.
Yeah,
So-
sure. Spotify best playing. App
Oh my god,
ever.
so good.
Amazing.
I can't even talk.
I mean, I'm down for a pocket full of money at this point.
Dude, I love that Rogan's exclusive to it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Potentially a 55-gallon drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything really.
Quart of oil.
I went to Lock City Drift on Saturday. They did have a Friday, Saturday, and some guys camped out. Wish I went. I did realize, and I admitted to Mr. Mike, how I didn't mention on the podcast the week before.
I completely fucking.
The
forgot
interesting
about it.
thing was this was the one that people were allowed to go to,
Yeah.
but they had
That's
a great
awesome.
turnout.
I
Went
got
there.
confused because there was a New Jersey event the same weekend. That was also like a whole weekend event, and I didn't know they were both the same weekend.
So big shout to everybody I saw out there. Garrett, Mike, Josh just hanging out. Bullshitting with the boys. Lots of work going down out there. Had a bit of a Mad Max feel to it at the end of Saturday, if I'm honest. A lot of guys running out of tire, running out of talent. You know, a lot of dirt drops. They did introduce, which I hadn't seen before, the Broom of Shame. So if you were to go off the track and keep
Yeah.
it hammered,
You keep everyone honest.
Mike or Josh would hand you a broom and you'd have
Yeah.
to broom off the track
go
yourself.
clean it up. I happen to know someone who had to partake in that.
T's and P's.
Yep.
The IS clutch kick that we've seen a couple times. He went off. I mean, that guy does
A lot of wheel speed.
makes it the smoke. A lot of wheel speed going on there. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to those guys. There's one more event this year, and they are having a demo at Honda Fest, which somehow is still happening at Thompson.
Wow.
In a
That's-
couple
When is
weeks.
their last actual event? I'm not going to go to Honda Fest, so.
I'm going to Honda Fest in the Actie.
So when is the last actual
No
event?
idea.
All right, good. Hey,
Uh,
reach out to us. Let us know.
you go
We'll
to
actually promote it.
jeepdicks.com/Lock City,
Yep.
and it will bring you right to it.
Let's see.
And when it gets closer, we'll mention as well.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Corey's going to look it up
I
now.
actually remember
I
that.
think it's in October, right?
I had hoped so.
I believe it's in October.
October would be great.
Yeah.
Not really.
Love October. Aren't all our birthdays in October?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great month.
Aren't they all 10 days apart?
Yes. I think except when are you, young Ben?
26th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way close to my
yeah,
birthday.
it's I think they're all might even be less than 10 days apart.
No, because his is
14th.
14th. Yours is
Send me
4th?
gifts.
19th.
19th. Mine's
5 days apart.
24th.
They're all 5 days apart.
Oh, yeah, and Young Ben's is a couple after. So,
Yeah.
anyways, if you're looking to send us birthday cakes or strippers to jump out of them,
Yeah.
we're here in East Providence.
Or cake-covered pretzels.
Or cake-covered pretzels.
Oh my god.
Yeah, big birthday month for the Revival Boys.
Yeah.
So,
next month coming up. Start your planning now.
Yeah, please start your planning. I am registered at Macy's and Marshalls.
I have
There is
to-
an event in October that I am interested in going to. That's the Blood Masters one.
Yes.
So
How do we go to that?
I've been in touch with Tubby. Talked to him about it a little bit. He's getting ready to go. Think it might be a ride-along situation.
Are you doing a pit for Tubbs?
Yeah,
for young
probably.
Tubby?
We're gonna try and figure something
How
out
can we
like
bring
that.
the whole crew down there? I'm trying to get
I
with the
think we can
Masters of
just
Blood.
go. I don't think it's like. I think like obviously the drive. It's like an invitation.
So you're
thing.
crewing for Tubby? I'm trying to crew for Foss. I think
Is
he
he
might
going?
owe me one.
Yeah. He might in fact.
He might owe me one.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to go down there. I think it's going to be hilarious. It's in Jersey, which I've talked about multiple times, is my favorite state in the Union.
Yeah, it's quite possibly the fucking worst place to visit, right next to Florida.
America's arsehole. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Also, so, yeah, big shout out to Lock City Boys. You got the last date on that thing. Did you say it?
No,
That's coming up.
It's not listed.
As we get closer, we'll start to mention that. Just because anybody who hasn't gone, if you're hesitant,
Young Ben, hit Shabby online and see if he can get it for us.
I feel like as if I'm doing someone else's job right now.
Yeah, Young Ben, get on
This
Instagram,
is
talk
why.
to Josh,
This is
talk
why
to
we have
Mr.
an-
Lynch.
we have an announcement later on.
We'll get to it in the
and
deep
this
thoughts
is exactly
section.
why. My God.
Also, just a little callback. More diesel minivan news on Jalopnik. I now know you're doing it. I know you're a listener now, Mr.
On
Dave
purpose.
Tracy. I know you're doing it to annoy me. It's hilarious. Every time I bring the damn thing up, there's more diesel minivan news.
How many
And
articles has this been? It's at least 3 or 4.
It's got to be more. It's 3 that I can think of, and I try to scroll by as fast as I can.
Every morning I come into work to an email from them with like their top headlines, and I'm like, I never signed up for this. Unsubscribe.
There was a good, I mean, not that we're going to get into news yet, but there was a good article that I need to read about the.
Oh, they have 2 more events.
Is one a demo?
One's Friday the 31st,
Of September.
Of September,
October.
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 Halloween?
Halloween?
The spooky
Oh,
day.
shit.
and then one's the next day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I think it's another weekend.
You
one.
guys get pumped for Halloween. You want to wear a mask. There it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Mike FNY in the chat room says, old rumor, Genesis uses the same short block as Evo. Any truth? That is true. Same short
we
block,
talked about
slightly
it
different
before.
head.
Yeah.
Slightly different head.
4G.
But yes,
4G
basically, a Genesis is an Evo. Crank walk and all.
Oh, that little kind of callback, but not news, but something I'd suggest people read.
Oh, Evo
Jalopnik
10.
did put out an article that says, "You idiots are going to kill people." And
I saw the headline, didn't read it.
Slowly, I glanced through it, but I should read the rest. Basically, it's an alarming trend of traffic patterns, i.e., people going way too fast over the speed limit, more consistently, more tickets than normal, more deaths on the highway than normal, like most deaths ever in July, this past July.
Really?
So,
Getting those CUVs, you'd be all right.
I don't know if it's related to less people being on the road, et cetera. Like, I don't know. I want to go back and read this article because I do find that interesting.
Boys, important news. Jack just brought it up. Massachusetts, the guy in shady part of Mass. there,
Fuck yes,
he got all his cars back.
I heard. Yeah,
Because
Good
they
for
were-
him.
They were all registered in someone else's name.
to his mother, I believe somehow.
And if you ever wondered
Shouts to Ma.
what being an American was about, it's
Yeah.
about having all your cars towed and taken out of your possession, and
Yeah.
then having a lawyer and an inspector watching these guys unload them back at your drug cave. So they're his again.
Where's the eagle noise? Because I mean, it just
This guy's I don't know if he got let out. I didn't really get into it, but I know he got all the cars back. Were they in his mom's name? That's hilarious.
That's what I heard.
was that in
At
Holyoke?
least Yes.
But yeah, so got them all back, and like there was like a video of the
Of them
lawyer and some car inspector guy watching the cars, making sure they weren't damaged coming off the trucks.
Yep.
I can't even imagine the satisfied grin on that man's face.
I believe it was Big Timers who said it best in their song "Still Fly."
Yes,
Got everything in my mama's name.
got so much ice I can skate on it.
Yeah, we got everything in my mama's name.
Yeah,
So
good call.
he clearly
That's a lesson
Yeah,
out there.
he
If you're
listens.
if you're out there trying to push.
ain't got no job, but I
Yeah.
say suave.
It's true. Rico Suave
Can't pay my rent because all my money's spent. That's okay because I'm still
because
flying.
I'm still fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just words to live by.
Oh, this one got a quarter tank of gas in my new E-Class. God, this song was a fucking
Yeah,
hitter.
quarter tank gas in my new E-Class.
Yeah.
What the hell is the next line?
That's the
there's
got all
some-
this stuff in my mom's name.
There's some Gucci reference.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the whole thing's so
Yeah.
good.
Is that the? Oh no, I'm getting
Stay
them
Fly
confused.
for the Big Timers isn't just a song; it's an instruction manual, and
it's
this guy followed it
It's
to the
really
word.
it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's a lifestyle.
Yeah. So that's any other callbacks?
Uh,
Young Ben, you got any callbacks over there?
No, no callbacks.
no callbacks from Young Ben.
What a shame.
I have a yeah. Well, I'll save this for the questions.
All
This is
right,
another
let's save that
question.
for
Would you want me to put deep thoughts at the end of stuff?
Why not?
Uh,
We got some time now.
Yeah, you want to go deep thoughts now?
Okay.
I mean, your hair is just screaming. It's just screaming. I get deep thoughts right
Yeah.
now. Yeah. So let's. Do I have a? I don't know if I
We're
have
going to
a,
deep
I think there's a
thoughts.
pistachio shell in it somewhere.
noise
Oh,
for
for
deep
sure.
thoughts. No, not that one.
Whoa,
Pretty
never heard
close.
that
That one.
before.
Yeah, pretty close.
69.
There you go.
Into deep thoughts.
deep
Yeah.
thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, boys, I had some deep thoughts that I wanted to share with everybody. First off, here's a discussion topic.
Okay.
Polaris slingshots
Mm-hmm.
are sports cars for Jeep guys.
For a timid man.
Jeep guys.
Yeah. For a timid man.
If you're a Jeep guy and you get this big jacked up lifted thing and you want an incredible performance machine, you buy a Polaris slingshot almost immediately. Because the Razor's better than your Jeep, but you can't go buy it because it's going to outshine your Jeep. But you want a sports car, so you get a Polaris slingshot, which is not a good vehicle.
So I was just gonna say what looks the part but lacks the performance.
Yeah, and they have enough accessories that Jeep guys can get into it. I always see them with underglow, big systems, guys with flat brim hats.
Brand new ones, literally being dove into.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I mean, you know, the thing's probably very fast in a straight line.
Nope.
No, are they not?
Nope,
I
no,
No,
mean,
they're incredibly slow.
Chevy,
they really?
Chevy Cobalts. They're basically Chevy Cobalts with the engine in the
But
back.
even still with that said power weight ratio,
Nope.
it's like a tube.
You have to register it as a motorcycle because it's so not safe.
I would love to drive one.
Oh, you
That's-
can without a helmet in Rhode Island because it's technically a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And in Rhode Island,
If you're the
the
passenger,
most
though.
libertarian state in the goddamn union, you don't need a helmet.
Yeah.
Unless
So-
you're 18.
What do you mean?
If you're 18 in Rhode Island, you need a helmet.
If you're 18?
So if
Yeah.
you're under 18, helmet free, baby.
If
So
you're
just 18?
oh,
Over no
18.
helmet? Under no helmet?
18 and under.
Oh. Wow, that sucks. You can go fight the war. You got to wear a
But you
helmet on your
can't, yeah.
slingshot. Yeah.
I would just love to just for the fuck of it, just to
I
see
mean,
what it's
you're
like.
going to be able to.
Yeah.
I
just to
think
see
you
what it's
can
like.
you can definitely rent them on Turo
Yeah, of course. That's the only reason to buy one.
for
Yeah.
like $100.
You can just go down to Newport and rent one and drive around like a douche like everyone else in Newport.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, there was one in front of me just the other day.
Yeah.
Like, there's a chick driving it, and the music was just blaring.
When they're playing Big Timers Still Fly?
I don't know. Something with a big bass drop, but
Get a
I'm
full
just like,
tank of
this thing is
gas.
just. I want no part of
Yeah.
anything to do with
It's an
that
interesting
thing.
vehicle. I don't know.
It's a sports car for Jeep guys because you guys aren't Jeep guys. If you guys were Jeep guys, you'd be like, no, those things are sick.
I wonder how many they move. Like what are their sales numbers like?
I don't know.
Yeah. Ben.
Yeah, what's
There you
up with slingshots? There we
Yeah,
go. Let's start
it's all
moving them
about
fingers.
it's all about accessories, accessorizing.
Yeah.
And that's a accessory ready vehicle.
Yeah, it's like you get a Lego board in front of you and a bunch of parts you can put on the Lego board. You can build your own little castle.
Okay, well, that's my one deep thought.
Yeah.
Is that slingshots or sports cars for Jeep guys?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I don't find it to be the most offensive thing on the road. It's pretty far up there. Though.
It's up there.
Yeah,
What's
it's
more
pretty-
offensive than a slingshot?
I would probably use some of the charges and challenges with the fucking yellow banana.
the
things on
bananas,
it.
yeah.
They
that's
made
true.
them pink now. I haven't seen a pink one yet.
That really chaps my ass.
Yeah, well, that chaps the old ass.
Especially when it's like knowingly, it like really kind of gets me going.
Mm.
I don't know. The Buick. There's like a Buick convertible that's similar to the Murano, almost as tall as height, but it's actually a car. It's not a convertible SUV type thing. That really gets me going.
I want a
Yeah.
Murano Cross Cabriolet. If anybody gets one on trade at the dealership anywhere in the country and I can get it cheap, I want a daily
Yeah.
drive one.
What do you got over there?
I can't find any actual like numbers of how many they've sold, but it makes up like 7% of Polaris's total sales.
It's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
That's not a
Polaris
lot,
sells.
Yeah.
They sell side by sides like Ford sells pickup trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, you looking for that Buick convertible
I'm trying
thing?
to find that Buick convertible thing.
It's like the Enclave or some shit.
I was going to say, it's
Entourage.
got to be one of these two.
Encore.
It's like
Latrine. Is it the Buick Latrine?
no. It might be the Lacrosse. Yeah.
La Sabre.
You know, because it's not an SUV; it's an actual car.
Hmm.
But because they made it a convertible, the belt line on it is so tall that, like, if you're inside, it's almost like you can only see the people's heads.
It's like you know what I was thinking about my Murano Cross Cab?
Yeah.
Everybody donks them.
yeah,
I just want to stance one. I'd be a
go
guy.
real low.
Yeah.
You know, it probably would look a
talk
lot
to
better.
Rotiform, get some wheels for it, slam it, put it on air ride.
Just never
I'd
put
be
the
a god
and
out
never
there.
put the top up.
Buick-
Yeah, remove the top.
Buick Cascada.
That's a car.
It's a car.
A Cascade.
A
Which is
Cascada.
Interesting because it's not even showing.
It's a 2-door
Mm-hmm.
convertible 4-passenger vehicle.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh wow, that's terrible. That's so bad. It looks like a Volkswagen EOS.
Yeah, EOS wasn't great either, to be honest. But
oh God,
yeah,
Cascada.
Ugh. It looks like a Sebring.
listen, a Sebring triumphant compared to
Yeah,
that thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
I want
looks
to talk
like
shit about
It
Sebring.
looks like an updated Sebring.
I'm gonna go that hard. Jesus.
It's Britney, bitch.
Also, deep thoughts. I think we all know that young Ben doesn't do a great job.
Yeah. Let's just putting that out there. It's now on record.
But we like young Ben to the point where we don't want to get rid of him for not doing a good job. So we decided earlier that what young Ben needs is another intern.
Yes.
So
To help him with some of his overwhelming duties.
So currently we're searching for a young Ben, an intern for young Ben. You're going to work directly for a young Ben.
You don't have to be younger than him.
No. Preferably older.
Yeah. More mature.
Yeah.
Mature, yes.
And you need to be available Wednesdays from 4 to 10 and during car shows, which aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
Maybe with some faster
Oh.
fingers on him.
So yeah. So if you wanna come in and work for young Ben, who works for the Revival Motoring Podcast, please submit your resumes not to young Ben.
No. By work for young Ben, we mean he's going to be present while you're working.
He's going to be present while you're here. This may just be a slow way to replace young Ben without young Ben knowing.
Yeah.
But if you could please,
It depends what young Ben you get because there's a pre-shawarma and after shawarma.
there's a couple levels of young
version.
Ben. But anyways, we decided he needs an intern. Oh, TD says he's there. We already talked about if you came up here, TD, we just dump young Ben.
Yeah.
So he's very scared of you coming up here.
We got a place for you to
please.
stay.
But yeah, I mean, send it up to Revival. Hit us on Instagram or something. We're really trying to get another intern in here. And if that works out, we're going to get an intern for that person.
Yeah.
We have a lot of desks.
We'll keep this idea moving.
Yeah.
We're just it's going to be a Tel Data Center of interns.
Yeah, it's going to be Television Corp America or what?
Okay, Corey, if you want to rent a slingshot on Turo,
Yep.
it's $380 a
Okay.
day.
That's
Yeah.
way too
That's
expensive.
Yeah,
way more
that's
than the payment on a
Drop
freaking
that
slingshot.
zero. Drop
Yeah.
that zero.
They're like
38
$25
bucks.
grand.
I don't even want to put gas in one. I just want to drive it like around the block.
Yeah, considering that
I don't really want to be seen in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might even just keep it in the parking lot.
Yeah, much beyond right. No actual public road.
So yeah, that's what we need. We do need another. We need another intern. So that's good.
I got nothing else.
Final deep thought. We want to have a donut meet. I was gonna do it Sunday, but Sunday looks like it's gonna suck. So maybe Saturday.
Sunday's weather looks like shit.
Looking for Saturday.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
What time we want to do it? 9 a.m.
Ooh.
I think 7:30.
You want to do 7:30?
How about we compromise? 8 o'clock.
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
All right.
Donut meet. Revival headquarters.
Oh, wait.
What happened?
What time are they coming?
They're coming Sunday to do the lot.
Okay, so that's
Plus,
Sunday.
we're just use the front lot.
Okay, no, I just didn't want to, if we're in the way and they're trying to, I don't know, gear in or something.
Yeah. So, unless we all forget,
Saturday at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. We'll be here at Revival Motoring headquarters. Bring your own donut meat.
Be out front.
We'll be out front, bullshitting, hanging out. It's gonna be a socially event,
Socially distanced.
effective,
Honored. Socially
honored.
honored.
We're gonna honor social
We're
distance.
going to honor socially.
Here at Revival Motoring headquarters. That's in East Providence.
Mask up, mask down.
Mask up, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Pants optional.
I might ride my bike.
That's a pretty good call. Walk the tracks.
Yeah.
Young
Yeah.
Ben will be here doing interviews for the supervisor.
Yeah,
position.
Ben, what are you doing Saturday morning?
I have work on Saturdays.
Listen,
I told you
don't give a
Sundays
fuck.
I don't have work.
Yeah, we were gonna do Sunday, as I mentioned earlier, but the weather looks like shit.
Yeah. Can you do anything in the way of changing weather?
Yeah, young Ben.
Maybe.
Chemtrails.
Yeah.
There we go. Chemtrails.
Vape trails.
Ben just gonna blow clouds into the sky.
So yeah, you come by. We'll BS a little bit. We'll have donuts.
Yeah.
Bullshit about cars.
Hang out.
Hang out. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be lit.
At least it's something.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah. So we'd love to see you guys if you want to come on out. Maybe I'll post about it online before the event.
Yeah, I'll probably put something up.
Yeah. So that's going on.
Yep.
And that's the end of my deep thoughts. Anybody else have deep thoughts?
I don't
I
have
had
any deep
one
thoughts.
callback to a listener, K Mats, Kevin, who's been a
K-Mats.
listener from like the very, very, very beginning.
Oh, the
Like
good days.
literally one of the first people to like repost that they were like listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He sent me this thing, a little confusing. Not what he sent me, but what this whole thing was about.
Yeah.
Cletus sold his C8
Yeah.
Vet
Yes.
So
for $110,000.
Yeah, there's literally one in Massachusetts for 130 grand right now. Same
On
color
top-
with 7,000 miles on it.
On top
Why?
of his being modified, right? Isn't that
His just had 1,000 horsepower axles and wheels.
I thought it was turbocharged.
No,
I
Okay.
don't quite understand why it's so expensive. Can anyone help me out here? To
because no
understand?
one's
You can't
getting
get 'em.
delivery of C8s.
Can't get him.
Even when Cletus took his was supposed to come in February. He's had it for I think a month,
Okay.
he's a YouTuber and he got all he could out of it,
Yeah.
views wise.
Yeah, exactly.
and he needs the money to put new stands on in the track because half his seating is wood that's rotting away.
Oh, and he's in Florida, so you got to have seating now
Yeah.
because they're still doing events.
I mean,
baby.
that's
Yeah.
a perfect example for like America. It's just like I'm so fucking impatient. I'm
That
gonna pay a ton of money more for this car.
Yeah, yeah. I
that
don't know,
I can just wait. I can wait. It'll get here eventually.
and I
yeah.
don't know what that one's. Ben, you know what that's spec'd at? Like, it's not obviously not
It's
the
ugly.
$60,000.
Spec'd at ugly.
It's Superman spec, is what I heard.
It's blue on blue.
Oh, it's blue on blue.
Oh, double
Okay.
blue. I'm in.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's spec'd ugly. The 3LT package, I believe it said. Let's
Okay.
see.
So yeah, I don't know what the cost.
Yes,
think-
3LT interior. I don't know
It
what
was
that means.
maybe. It was. I think it was like 65, 70 maybe.
Yeah, so he
Jesus
effectively
Christ.
almost doubled his money.
Right.
But I mean,
By
All right.
owning it, beating the piss out of it, and then now,
yeah, let's
Putting
pump the
Quick
brakes.
money, baby. You'll be able to get one with money on the hood in a year.
yeah.
Just wait it out.
Right,
Wait it out.
just wait.
Because whoever paid
No, I'd
110 for
sell-
that, it's like
I'd sell that shit immediately. If
Oh
I
no,
had
if
one.
you- yeah, yeah.
I'm
if you
talking
had it.
buying.
Oh, buying? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you, crazy? But
Yeah.
yeah, some New Balance dude's going to get one. He's going to bring it down to Sturgis and do a burnout. You know?
It's
You can't
Sturgis.
do a burnout.
America.
What?
C8s can't do burnouts.
What do you mean they can't do burnouts?
They don't do burnouts.
Why not?
I don't know. Chevy literally, when they let the people who pre-ordered them test drive them, they tried doing burnouts and you can't do burnouts.
How about the people that own them? Can they do burnouts?
Cletus couldn't even do burnouts to warm his tires to drag race.
So you can't turn track control off, or
It turns off, but because of like it doesn't spin the tires. The tires won't even spin.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's one of the ones with OTA updates. So even it's going to be a little bit longer.
I want to
for-
play
for
like a
people who
sad eagle.
jailbreak it.
Caw.
A dying bird.
Wow,
Oh, man,
that is
that's-
hard to hear.
Well, I mean, maybe Ford should start doing that.
Young Ben with a contribution.
Save a lot of people.
What?
Oh, no burnouts. Just
Oh, Ford goes the other way. They just install line lock from the factory.
Burnout's
drift
only
mode.
bitch.
Yeah, line lock and drift mode.
So the C8 Corvette has a burnout mode,
Yeah, I've seen, but
which is interesting. But
everything I've seen, like when Cletus was using burnout mode at the Chevy the Chevy whatever track they brought them to, it wouldn't do burnouts. It would do slight rolling burnouts.
yeah,
But it won't do sitters.
sitters. Is that what the kids are calling it?
Sitters.
Sitters.
I had a sitter when I was a kid.
Yeah. Jesus. Okay. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
interesting. I just see someone spending $110,000 on a car that is used and was almost half the price. Is a little crazy.
I mean,
Oh,
the
crazy.
crazy thing is it's an automatic and it doesn't do burnouts. Just hit both buttons and they do burnouts. Ask every rental
Both
car I've ever
buttons?
had.
You
Yeah.
just
Use your feet on both
the
buttons.
foot buttons?
Same time.
the foot
Use-
button.
Those are the
Use the
burnouts,
feet
baby.
button.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit it. Hit that button.
Use the foot button.
You
It'll
don't
do
use
it.
those buttons, man.
Yeah.
You're probably not pressing the buttons right.
Yeah. Press them harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's hard to hear.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah. That's interesting. There's some videos on it that I just popped up, and obviously I'm not going to watch them here, but I'll have to see. just kills itself. You know, gas
Does
on
it just shut off? Like I don't know
Yeah,
what
like,
happens.
It's a shame. I mean, they're really caging those Eagles, if you know what I mean.
Caging them up.
What else? Anything else for callbacks, or it's time to cue the boys?
I think so.
News. We get any news?
I got news.
Okay.
It's kind of a news / not a news. Anyways, Noel Performance is a company that makes flash tunes for BMWs.
Mm-hmm.
They make a flash tune for the new version of the M5,
Yes.
the automatic transmission one,
Yep.
the all-wheel drive one. With just the flash tune, the car makes 850 horsepower and 740 torque with no other modifications. Zach from the Smoking Tire drives it on a video recently, and it's bananas. They're quoted as saying 0 to 60 is 2.2.
2.2.
2.2.
It's a big old.
Zach from who drives a lot of fast cars, a good guy, is just like, holy shit, this thing's ridiculous.
It's a big car to move that fast.
Yeah. So I still don't think I'd mod one if I bought one,
Right.
but it's getting a lot closer when you're talking 850 horsepower. They also say that they will they'll warranty it. So the guy who owns Noel Performance worked for Alpina for a long time.
Oh wow.
And then he
okay.
opened this up himself. He did like the B10 or whatever the Turbo 5 series was. So he knows his shit. Noel only works on like very computery BMW, so all the new stuff. So if you break it, Noel Performance will cover the rest of your warranty.
Wow.
It's like $3,600 as well.
Wow.
A lot of the comments were, well, it's a $600 flash tune and $3,000 worth of insurance, but take it from a guy who had to replace a motor on an F10 M5, which
Right,
is effectively the same motor. It is really expensive.
Yeah.
It's well worth it, especially going to keep the car. It just
So I thought that was cool.
That's super fast. I mean, that's like really, really fast.
That's like rip your face off
Yeah.
fast. Yeah. That I was watching that. I was like, I could probably get an 18.
yeah.
I mean that's literally Hellcat.
I don't
Like,
even think a
it-
Hellcat.
Hellcat's not that fast.
7. Oh no, I'm just
Yeah.
power to power wise.
Yeah.
He was saying it's 85% of a Bugatti Veyron.
85%.
Well, it's super easy math.
It's that last 15 that's
It's the last 15 that's tough.
The real kicker.
yeah. That's the one that's really going to get you
It's
over
the
the line.
extra 8 cylinders, another 2 turbos.
Yeah.
The last 15%.
Oh, that's Volkswagen engineering.
That is
Right.
a lot of power.
Yeah.
That really is.
I mean, listen, I'm sure there aren't that many out there flashed, and I'm sure they're not going to let it out of the bag if they all start exploding, but
Right.
you got to be fairly confident to market something that hard with the warranty
Yeah.
to do that. And the old ones, I mean, the problem with the DSG trans is that the clutches couldn't take it. So you could make upwards. I mean, to get my car up to 680 wheel horsepower now, which is probably 750 horsepower, not 850 horsepower, but to get it up to that was just a chip, just a flash, but then you'd have to do the clutches. This thing has a ZF automatic that just takes it like a champion.
Right.
And they mentioned that they tune everything. So it flashes the everything. It flashes the trans as well, so it's ready for it. So I don't know. Seems pretty crazy.
Seems really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be on the old Chucky wants list.
Yeah, a little too much. Kind of on the same path of BMW transmissions.
Yes.
I hope you saw this, but did you see you can retrofit an R32 to R34 Skyline with a dual clutch transmission out of a BMW?
Oh yeah, but Stewart's doing it.
So there's a place where are they
Texas?
located? No, they are not in this country. That is for sure. Son of a bitch. HPR tuning out of Norway.
Yep.
Take an M4 transmission, which is a GetRag GS7 blah 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 7-speed out of an M4, and swap it into your car. You know,
Wouldn't want it.
that's my thing. Is like I don't think I would want it if I'm in a car that old. I don't know if I want something that new shifting the car. But then I guess if my only object of attention to the car was to like, listen, I'm gonna propel it down the track as fast as possible in a straight line, maybe this is a good way to go.
Yeah, if you're doing drags. I know Stuart Lassick, Stuart Leask. He makes a bunch of cool parts for R32s, 33s, 34s. Big shout, follow him on Instagram, Stuart Lassick. He is doing that in one of his cars.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he bought the kit through those guys, because I saw he got that DSG trans. So.
Yeah.
But he does crazy. I just paid him for something, so he does awesome stuff, man. If you are an owner of one of those RB vehicles, hit him up, man. He's got everything.
Looks like the kit is expected to cost around $9,000.
Oh boy.
Most of which is the cost of the actual transmission.
Oh, so
Right.
you buy the transmission off them.
Yeah. It's
So I wonder if he's
That's
working it out
interesting.
himself and not using their kit.
a man that's smart, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, a man that's smart probably figured it out, and he's figuring it out himself. It doesn't get rid of the obviously the older drive system of the rear end or anything like that. This is all front of the car stuff.
Yeah.
But the package looks pretty. Like the whole.
Seems fancy, man.
Is there any video of it?
No, there's no video of it. It was just a bunch of pictures and a quick little write up. I saw it and I was like,
That's a cool. I mean, I don't think it's cool because you're flappy paddling a car that shouldn't be flappy paddled. You complain about flappy paddles all the goddamn time. If you're a drag race guy and you need that extra, yeah, sure. It's probably the same price. It's cheaper. It's what do you say, $9,000?
$9,000.
It's half the price of sequential.
Yeah. That's what I was hunting for immediately. Was like, okay, how much does this thing cost?
And it definitely drives way better than a sequential.
Yes. I
And
imagine
it probably shifts faster than a sequential.
service is much less than a sequential as well.
Yeah.
So
You can also put an R34 6-speed in there if you're trying to spend that kind of money as well. Actually,
Yeah.
I think it's like $7,000 maybe to do an R34.
it was interesting. It was interesting to see that apparently this company felt there was some sort of need for it out there and was like, hey, you know what? We're going to figure this out. We're going to go for it.
There's a bigger market than there ever has been for those things now. That's why I see a lot of people making parts for them again.
I'd assume so, especially in the drag world. Like that's just
I wish KW would make some V3s for it. I'll tell you that much.
yeah. What's in that right now for?
HKS's
Oh, okay.
suspension, which is really nice suspension, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Nowhere near.
I don't know how you can touch a KW V3 setup.
Yeah,
really
because you
can't.
put those in the M3, right? And
Oh
that's
boy, yeah, and they're just so good.
Yeah.
You'll just slap them in that other thing.
slap in a little bit of everything.
I mean, you've seen the HKS suspension looks incredible,
Oh, it's
super
beautiful.
beefy, rides good, but nowhere near as good as these KWs. So
Great ride.
great ride,
Great ride. Took a little ride to the store. 'cause
nice
we
ride.
had to.
Yeah.
Thanks to young Ben.
Yep, took a ride to the store
'Cause Ben thinks
ourselves.
this is a game.
Yeah.
That's why Ben that's why Ben needs an intern.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about things like going to the store anymore.
Very comfortable. At the very least.
Very comfortable.
Josh, should I poach that from you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any news.
I got a news.
I got a few things. I see you've got that over there.
So I was poking around. Yeah.
What are you poking?
This apparently
He's
looks
poking
like
the
the
bear.
next generation Nissan Z will have a manual transmission.
Fucker steals mine. Doesn't have one that comes that steals mine. Yes, it's gonna have a manual. That's great, man.
There is some
Supposedly.
new
Nissan has let us down before.
It would be real weird if they made that video and the gentleman had his hand on an automatic sticky the whole time.
They probably haven't developed a transmission that'll work with the car yet. You know, they're working on putting together a
just
ESG.
brainstorming.
Not that the R35s isn't great.
These are
Love the
all
R35.
live
right, Kelvin?
live
You hear that?
brainstorming sessions. But yeah, apparently they released a new video of a man, fondling what would be a steering shaft.
A gear lever.
Yeah.
I read a comment that was like, it's just going to be a refresh of a 370Z, right? And I was like, oh man, that guy just broke my heart.
So the silhouette over silhouette
Yep.
picture
Yep.
thing?
I hope the belt line's higher. I like it when they get real high.
right. The door test. Big doors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
chicken
tiny,
dance
belt
that
line.
thing.
real tiny windows.
I don't want to be able to fit anything through the window.
I'm hoping the silhouette of a silhouette image, they use that, and that's actually what's going on here.
Yeah.
Because that was very promising.
How was it? I didn't see it.
It was almost taking a 240Z and just kind of that same side profile. That's exact same side profile, only
Daddy
obviously
like.
a
Yeah, you
bigger
gave
vehicle.
that low hood with that hatchy.
Yeah.
And the tail lights, or at least the photos of said tail lights, because there were some images of those, I guess, released at some point. Those look pretty good. Now,
Yeah.
again, this is just proto, so we all know how that goes from prototype
Tail lights
to
are nice.
production. That could obviously change.
And this is to say that this car is going to, quote unquote, the prototype will debut on September 15th.
Next week.
However, they're not expecting it to be on the showroom floors until 2022.
Yeah.
So we're a little ways
Still-
out.
And use
couple years
Nissan
out.
math. You put
I'm
that
thinking
back
it's
about 10 years.
Just a drawing at this point.
Right. They're going to just
think we've got a
unveil like a
drawing?
man's sketch pad.
Yeah.
Right. In development, they thought about building one.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, we're thinking about it, guys.
It got tossed around in the lunchroom.
Yeah. Yeah. Then somebody released some photos.
Yeah.
Now they're committed. Hey, sometimes it works out.
I got a little news about our favorite electric car company,
Volkswagen?
Nikola, in General Motors,
Twisting of the snakes.
are twisting snakes, and they're forming a strategic Voltron,
Alliance.
a partnership.
They go in full Voltron.
GM will engineer and manufacture the Nikola Badger. And then, in turn, GM takes a $2 billion stake in Nikola.
Which is only 11%, right?
I guess. A
11%,
company that doesn't
yeah.
really exist.
Right, exactly.
Well, it's the
which is
same thing
amazing.
with Rivian, where what's his face threw $2 billion at it
Yeah.
after Ford had already threw.
Who's that, the Dark Overlord?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Soros.
Soros?
Bezos?
No. Like-
Wait, which guy? I thought Amazon bought into Rivian. Oh, maybe
He
no,
did.
they were
They
just
did.
working with him.
It
or
was
something,
them,
right?
it
All
was
the bad
Ford,
guys.
and it's Soros. Soros' foundation.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Nikola is getting a little more serious, but I don't believe it till I see wheels on ground.
And we were tagged in like a couple of things that say they're going to make 1,000 horsepower truck, and that's their answer to
Yeah.
the TRX.
Yeah, that's not true. I did see that.
Listen, the
that might be-
TRX is going to tear someone's fucking head off.
I'm
exactly.
not going to lie. I've been thinking about that truck a lot.
Yeah.
I've
I've been thinking about you.
I'm hoping it has just a 2-wheel drive mode, because I would like to see nothing more than 702 horsepower
to the
laid
rears.
down to the rear wheels and just
I mean, those knobby tires.
Yeah.
You put a
It'd be
K&N
interesting.
panel filter in that thing, bring it up to the 707.
Yeah, it was 2.5 billion from the Soros Fund Management Corporation, or LLC, I should say. actually.
There was little videos of Elon
I was
went
gonna
to
say,
Volkswagen,
there's
drove their
another
shitty electric car.
spotted, if you will. Elon,
And I believe he said, yeah, for not a sports car, it drives pretty
it's
good.
pretty
Yeah.
good. Right. It was the 30-second clip of it was pretty funny. And then supposedly after the fact, but we all know how this goes, the CEO of VW that he was with had to tweet out a couple things like, no, this isn't a partnership. We were just here,
Yeah.
A couple of tech guys.
Just a
and
couple of
just
guys
couple of
hanging
bros
out.
twisting
Palling
the
around.
snakes.
You know how it goes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not what he said.
Yeah. So, grain of salt, but we could be seeing the next. What would be a good name?
For what?
Testwagen?
Mm,
Volksla?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
It'd be a, yeah.
it's not going to be as seamless as some others might be.
That'd be a strange power couple.
The electric Germans.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I know the journalists in Germany who got to be there or get their hand on it or take a look at it, whatever it said, the fit and finish and overall quality of it was incredibly poor.
This car is shit. Scheiße.
Yeah, it's bad panel fitment, bad paint.
So maybe Tesla was involved.
Yeah. Well, no, because then it goes into the inside where the infotainment system was incredibly slow and
boy.
non-responsive, which is unlike Tesla completely.
And it's the ID3, right?
That's the like what they call sat nav was just inoperable.
Nice.
And they were at an airport, right? I believe.
Yeah.
It looked like a runway of some sort.
So
Place where you would
a
think
few kinks to work out.
Yeah, ample satellite availability.
Yeah. So
Not so
I don't know.
much.
We'll see. I mean, hopefully something can become of something. I don't know.
Well, we can hope.
Yeah, we can all hope.
Love finds a way.
I don't know if it will this time. Did anyone get to see the Jeep Grand Wagoneer?
Yeah.
I did.
For
I
100
seen
grand,
it.
are you going to buy one?
For $100,000, I'd drive that thing to the scrapyard.
Did you see the Corey? Did you see the grill?
You know, that didn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, the grill lights up?
Yeah, the whole grill.
Yeah, let's just hope that doesn't happen.
So that didn't bother me at all. And the overall sheer size of it didn't bother me. It's the
Lack of wood paneling.
yeah, it's that. It's the shape of everything around it. I'm looking at it here, and it's got this like weird shaped rear window that
I'll tell you
Oh,
what.
I forget. Somebody posted something about it.
Time
It was
in
amazing.
automotive news is definitely a flat circle because gas prices go up. Everybody abandons these giant trucks. Gas prices go down. Everybody starts building giant trucks.
Yeah.
Gas prices go up. Everyone abandons. We're at like peak buy something ridiculously large now.
Yep.
And the Jeep Grand Wagoneer with the light up front end is exactly what America needs.
I tell you what, the inside looks incredibly comfortable.
Except for the steering wheel. I don't like the steering wheel.
Really, what
You know,
don't
Ben's
you
out on
like
the
about
steering
it?
wheel.
I don't like the. I don't
So you
know.
don't like
it
that?
just
It's
Yeah,
two spoke.
the two spoke. It
The
looks like a
two-spoke
Lincoln.
looks weird.
A
Yeah.
Lincoln.
with the flat bottom.
lot of
and the
screens
big
in there.
All
SUV.
right, I get it. I get
Yeah, a
it.
lot of screens
Is
in
that
there.
those are official renders or something, or is that like a real thing?
That's the thing, right?
This is it.
I think that's the release.
This says concept, but hey, you know what?
Oh, it's
We'll let it ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they'll build that.
Yeah. So I don't know, but
It's
I mean,
bigger. They'll put a Hellcat engine in it. It'll be great.
oh man, say it's going to cost $100 grand. It's a little crazy. like.
$100,000's crazy.
But that's the thing. Jeep people are a bit crazy, right?
But if
Yeah, but not $100,000
if
crazy.
Jeep people have $100 grand, I mean, why wouldn't they go buy?
I
you know,
mean, a lot of Jeep people buy a Jeep and then drop $100 grand in it within the next
If you
year.
get $100,000, you buy an Escalade. Everybody knows.
that's a lot of things.
So that's the thing is
I would
competition
buy
wise.
for $100 grand.
Competition wise, for that big
Yeah, a
old
Wrangler and a Porsche.
luxury SUV, they don't really have. I mean, what is there? The Escalade,
The Navigator.
Navigator, Expedition.
Expedition's not still real.
Is
I would
it?
100% take a
No, they
what do you
still
call a
I'm
Range
thinking
Rover.
Excursion. Sorry,
Excursion,
thinking
yeah,
the
but
greatest truck ever
Expedition-
built.
But you can have them. I don't know how loaded those could be, but essentially
Sierra Denali.
An
XL,
X7.
X7,
X7.
whatever Benz's GLS thing is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No,
It's all right. There is plenty of competition.
Busy
Yeah, there's a
market.
lot. There's the Navigator, which is enormous.
And beautiful.
Call it what you will.
Dude, the inside of the Navigator is
You know what?
magnificent.
I'd go as far as to say I take the Maserati Levante
Get the
over
fuck out of here.
the Jeep Grand Wagoneer.
Dude, the Levante is the size of an X3. It's like a Nissan
it still
Murano.
costs the same.
Dude, that would be the worst resources I've ever seen. The worst spend of
Yeah.
resources ever.
I don't know. I mean, you can save yourself a few bucks, get a Levante. It'll work for a little bit.
It'll be
It'll
in
work for a day.
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be at the shop. You won't have to worry about it.
So I don't know. Obviously, it says it's a concept. It seems like a pretty strong concept. It seems like it's almost, hey guys, this is what we did. We're putting out some feelers there.
Yeah. Some companies use concepts like that, not Nissan.
Yeah. So, Josh, what do you got over there?
Looks like there's some. All right. Yeah, there's just some actual video footage of it.
Nissan's been so far from an actual car release. That's
Yeah.
exciting that they're hyping up a concept possibility.
They have a release event for a prototype. The interesting thing that I found is that on this concept, let's call it, it's on 24s.
Oh, can't lose with 24s.
24-inch wheels.
Yep.
That there's no way the 24-inch wheel will make it to consumer market.
I believe
It's coming on 22s.
I believe at 24s it's a wheel.
yeah.
I think it's coming on 22s.
It's on 24s and rubber bands there.
Oh, you forgot to mention the
Can't lose with 22s, bitch. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
the map of Detroit.
Me Scusi?
There's a map of Detroit, like etched into the roof.
Well, that's just all the places that are abandoned. Yeah.
I guess it was a paid homage, if you
Yeah.
will.
Paid homage to what once was.
I didn't realize that
It's
the
a,
actual
where's the map of Detroit?
on the roof, I believe.
It's right in the windshield.
It pops HUD display.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that the Grand Wagoneer rear badging was also illuminated.
Oh, light everything. If you can put LEDs to it, light it up.
Look,
Yeah.
we got all this surface area.
It's like fireworks.
How can we add some contrast and break it up?
Yeah.
LED everything.
Yeah, light everything up.
I'm sure the seats light up some way, somehow.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't got to the interior bits, but I'm sure there is. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Just throw an LED in it. Put a bird on it, LED in it.
It's big.
It's huge. Big old thing.
It's enormous. And, they're going to sell.
They will.
They're going to sell.
like hotcakes.
They better
They're
put a
gonna sell
gladiator
like
bed on
every
the back
Jeep
of it.
does.
What is a hot cake, by the way?
I don't know.
It's a cake that's hot. I
Ben,
want
What do
to.
you mean Google it, dude? What is a
Motherfucker.
hot
Come
cake?
on.
I have.
You know what I want?
News of.
If they gladiator that,
Yeah.
you give me the 3-row with the full gladiator.
The
Oh,
bed.
Dorito
God.
with the full.
Jesus.
I bet it would bow out in the middle like a bad built limousine.
You want
Like a
the you want the
Hummer limousine.
3-roll with the Rubicon. The Gladiator bed as well.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Chuck, they would have to put another set of wheels on the back of that.
That's fine.
All right. Josh looked it up. What is a hot cake? Is it also a pancake?
I believe it's
It's
just
a-
also
it's
a
a pancake.
pancake.
I like
yeah.
pancakes better, so they're gonna sell like pancakes.
Aren't there? Isn't a hot cake slightly different than a pancake?
Flapjacks.
Flapjack.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a pancake and a hot cake? According to reference.com.
I think hot cakes are thicker.
This is the answer that we've all been waiting for. The answer is simple. There is no difference between hotcakes and pancakes. Both words describe the popular round, flat cake cooked on a griddle or inside a
Have you
skillet.
seen them Japanese hot cakes where they get
Those
them
are
all
different.
fat?
Those are different. Those are
Not according to your definition there.
those. Those are fluffy cakes.
I can promise you there's a different word for those.
Yeah. What are those called? Japanese pancakes.
Flapjacks. How about flapjacks?
I think it's a scallion pancake.
What is
Oh, wow. I believe that's an appetizer. Those
a
are
flapjack? What is a flapjack? Also known as pancake, a flat cake made from batter, sometimes known as a flapjack.
There's
in North
something else
America.
that's like a hot cake, some kind of cake that's a little different.
Hot cake, hot cake,
Flapjack.
flapjack,
Pancake.
pancake. What's that? Crepe. There's a crepe.
No, that's a
A
French.
A quack.
That's French. They put Nutella in it.
Bong and a blitz.
And they s-
Smoking a pancake.
smoke it America. Anyway,
Now I need
that's
to know-
enough cake news.
Ben, you said you had news.
Yeah, Ben.
Oh, a Bellini.
What's a Bellini? Isn't that
It's
a
another
crepe?
name for a pancake.
You sure it's not a crepe?
No,
I
the
thought a
quep.
Bellini was a thin
Quep.
crepe.
Bellini.
No, a crepe is not a pancake.
Hey, man.
What do you want? Corey'sOpinion.com? It's wrong.
Yeah, this is my phone. It's Corey'sOpinion.com. Open yours up. Yours will say something
Dude, a
different.
crepe's not a pancake.
Just to make sure we reach out to our international, audience. O Konimi Yaki is the ultra popular Japanese
Oh,
style
Konimiyaki.
savory pancake, aka Japanese pizza.
Wait.
Exactly. That's this
Japanese
is just
pizza?
really fucking everything
Oh, a
up.
griddle cake.
Is it pepperoni's griddle cake?
Fluffy Japanese pancake is what that is.
A
A
slapjack.
Bellini's an Italian dessert or a ballerina that's a man.
Let's see.
You learn something new every
Or
day.
I think that's a move you do in ballet.
Yeah.
A Bellini.
Bellini.
All right,
It's not-
Ben,
it's
I
just-
tore
it-
my Bellini.
It's it sounds like a sandwich.
Yeah,
Can I get a
I
large
think it's a
Bellini?
colloquial term for penis in Italy. A Bellini.
All right, Ben. What is your news?
Well, first, California retired the Crown Vics.
California?
Police cars?
The police cars entirely.
What did they replace them with?
Nothing.
I think they're just replacing them with
motherfuckers can walk.
SUVs.
Yeah,
With
airport
SUVs?
guided, airplane guided cruise control.
Yeah.
Drones.
Yeah, cruise missiles.
And Maserati's trying to make an electric car.
Keyword trying.
Trying to.
So you didn't have any news about the supercar they released?
They can't even
Well,
make it an
that
electric
is the
window.
supercar.
What is it? The MC20?
Yeah.
Is that right? MC20.
Which I think is quite good looking.
Yeah, it looks.
Maserati
I
doesn't
like
make
the
bad
front.
looking cars. They just
Yeah.
make bad cars.
Yeah.
I like the front picture better, but than the back.
The
From
front
the
looks tight.
Looks great. Yeah,
You got the back on there? What's the back going
Show me
on?
the booty.
Ain't so bad.
Young Ben over there getting deep in the news.
Young Ben.
The back's very tight.
Yeah,
as
what do you
well.
mean?
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
He needs a chassis mount wing.
Open those eyes. You got Visine?
Under 20. You need the chassis mount wing.
Yeah.
They're saying it's going to be under 200K.
I'd hope so. There's a lot of competition in there.
Yeah, but no, that's not including repairs.
Yeah. That's not including
That's before
anything.
repairs.
That's the in the door price.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so California doing away with these police interceptors.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to be replacing with them. Are they going FCA? Are they going GM? Where are they going?
FCA?
Fiat Chrysler Automotive Group.
Oh,
Oh.
Stellantis.
Yeah.
Stellantis.
I don't think it's happened yet.
Well, it's happened here.
Yeah.
We brought it first.
It doesn't say what they're going with.
They're probably just not giving cops
There
cars
aren't
anymore.
many options. Maybe
I'd
they're going
assume.
e-bikes.
It's probably just going to be
Walking the beat.
the Ford SUVs. Are they?
The Explorer?
Escapes or Explorers? Yeah.
The
Exploders.
Explorer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough times out there. That's why Ben came back.
Josh, that Genesis G70 you had pulled up
Oh,
there.
damn, there's my news.
Oh, all right, let's hear about it.
Oh,
You
yeah,
got it?
please do,
I
'cause
would
I
never
want-
have
That's
tagged
like
you for
10, that's like 10 newses down, but I'll get to it, okay?
Yeah.
Facelifted Genesis G70 has been unveiled.
And it is
It
a
looks
looker.
mucho nicer.
Oh,
Yeah.
it looks great.
A bit Alpha E. I'd have a look.
I would definitely have a look.
If you ever like the beauty of an Alpha, but you wanted it to run,
Right.
that might be the car for you.
The ingress,
definitely be the
egress.
car.
to
That's the
actually
big
be
boy, right?
functional.
Isn't that the big boy, the G70?
No, the G80 is the big boy.
What's this, the medium boy?
Yeah.
Very tight. Looks better than the new 3 Series.
Med boy.
Bet you the inside is better as well as the tech.
Than the 3 Series now.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, get inside the new 3 Series. What do you got in there?
I've
Bare
never
bones.
been in one.
It's like a stripper model. No,
Claw-
it's true. I
claw
mean,
seats.
until you get into the M3, I mean, you don't really see any difference between the, I don't know what they call it now, the 318. I don't know what's the base now.
I think.
I think the base is a
328.
360.
Yeah.
360 V12. It's a 4-cylinder.
I think it's the
340?
328.
I don't even.
It's
I don't
probably
know.
330.
But
I honestly
anyway,
have no idea.
You, as you work your way up from the,
It's a
the
330
base
for
3
sure.
Series up until the 340 M's, whatever it is, there isn't much of a difference in the
You
interior
can,
there.
you can package them out because my wife's car is super nice inside, and
But
it's.
you pay for it. It's a pay to play.
I mean, I didn't pay a lot of money for that car, but the person who bought
Secondhand,
it first
yeah.
was an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right,
you
that's the
can
way-
buy
yeah.
like a stripper decent motor one, I guess, or you can just buy the shittiest one possible. I think a lot of the cheaper 3 Series are lease specials, and you just fuck it,
Yeah.
get me in a BMW.
That's what I was curious of that G70. What's it motor wise?
Fucked if I know
I
better.
don't. Yeah, I have no idea.
I know the G80 is the 5.0 V8.
Oh, the Ford?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
207
Yeah.
horsepower.
Yeah. there you
Coyote
go.
motor. Is that the?
Yeah,
one?
I think it's the Coyote.
Yeah.
I don't know. My friend.
I think
has,
it's a Windsor, isn't
my
it?
friend has one.
I wish.
My friend's dad has one, and it rips.
Really?
Yeah, they're actually really fast.
They let you drive it?
No.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Oh, it comes with a
What do you get?
3.5 V6 or a 2.5 turbo 4-cylinder.
Yeah, I
Will
mean,
sound like a letdown.
yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
sound very exciting.
Looks nice though.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Definitely a looker.
Also in the news, I actually liked the review Jalopnik did for the X5/6M. Go check it out.
It
Makes me miss mine, but I think it's because the X6 was purple. However, I still think X6s are stupid in all the stupid ways.
Oh, I love X6s.
I
love
seen a X4 on the road the other day. X4M on the road the other
Oh.
day.
Really?
Yeah. First time
I
I've
think
ever
that's
seen one.
stupid too.
If you're gonna look like something on the road, I mean, the X6 is the way to do it.
It
If
was.
you want to look like Papa Large,
Yeah.
I was kind
big,
of
big
surprised
shot on the east side, yeah.
because I seen it in my rear view and was like, "Huh, what's that?" But just thought, "Oh, it's a newer SUV that
Yeah.
like has some flashy looking lights or just something." And then it passed me and just like, "Oh shit, it's actually an X4M."
Then it passed me in a school zone at 200 miles an hour.
It's just doing about 190. No, it yeah, it was a little special looking. Still didn't want a part of it, but
Yeah, I don't know. The X4 never really made the needle move. X6, I've always been a big fan of the helmet.
Full mast.
The Mercedes one that they did, not so much, but
The GLE, that thing is horrendous.
yeah. But BMW's version of the helmet, the X6M,
Lord helmet.
yeah.
Right. So if you're comparing
fan.
it to that, yes,
Yeah.
it looks good. If you're comparing it to any other car, it is terrible. I hate those cars. X5 though, X5M. Miss you, baby.
I think definitely sitting on a used lot somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah, in an island somewhere off the coast of. I don't know. It's definitely like an island taxi now. My old X5M.
Some
that
other bits of news here.
Hopefully, it's been turned into Harbor Freight jack stands.
Yeah.
Mercifully.
We just heard about a LinkedIn employee accidentally leaking that, he was working on the Ford Bronco Raptor.
Oh, that was my next news.
There's apparently already one out on Michigan roads to test the new suspension and extremely large fender flares. Obviously, this thing's covered in
All the
all
camo.
sorts of camo. Or not even just like.
They're calling it the Warthog.
The
Is that
Warthog.
really what they're calling
That's what
it?
I saw. Yeah, Bronco Raptor. We called a Warthog.
So
It's looking
Is that like code name for it?
beefy. I don't know.
it really
I hope
is
it's
looking
not.
beefy.
It's looking beefy.
What's interesting is to name a vehicle after two different animals.
And not stick with the
A
dinosaur
Bronco
theme.
Warthog.
Yeah, one that was real, one that wasn't.
I was hoping they would
Is a
stick
Warthog
with
not real?
No, I was talking the Bronco Raptor.
Oh, right.
The Raptor was real. The Bronco, no, not so much.
The Bronco?
what?
Mm.
The horse?
Mhm.
It's not real?
It's not real.
What?
It's not real.
Horses aren't real. I know
Yeah.
birds aren't real. I know horses
Yeah,
aren't real.
birds are just communication.
Hey,
for
you heard
the
about the
government.
Trojan horse, man? There's a bunch of people hiding inside it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Is that what it
see?
was?
Yeah.
So you're telling me there's a bunch of people hiding inside my Ford Bronco?
No, inside of the horses.
Oh.
Ben, next time you're at the farm, stick your hand in their ass, see if someone high fives you.
Get out of here,
old-
man.
Give me
We
the
don't
old
have
how's your
any
father and
horses.
see what happens.
You don't have any horses?
No.
Oh.
Why do you don't have any horses at the farm?
That's because all the people
No.
came out of them.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're
That's
gone
why they're
now.
not real.
What
Nobody's
exactly
got horses.
is at the farm?
Vegetables.
You're just a
Jesus Christ.
little
this is-
Varshivo.
You tell me you were late today for some fucking vegetables?
You're dealing with radishes and carrots and you can't get here on time?
Ben, speaking of vegetables, there's some pickles in the fridge.
Kiko, get them. We're supposed to do a live
Yes.
tasting.
Yeah.
Like at your leisure, though.
Yeah. Yeah. By no means. You know,
like just
it's,
take
you know,
your
it's
time.
fine. It's
We're
fine.
fine. We're fine.
It's fine. Don't get it.
Anyway, so the Warthog. I'm hoping the Warthog is a code name.
I'm hoping it's called the Bronco Warthog, but that's crazy.
Warhog or warthog?
Warthog.
Warthog. What is a warthog?
It's a hog.
I feel like I'm
That
gonna get
has
some
horns.
strange Google.
I think it's good. No, it's
Results.
like
Just type in big hog on Google.
Yeah,
a big
warthog.
wart big hog. Let's do that one.
Wart on hog.
It's got the big tusks. It's got
Yeah.
a couple tusks.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.
It's like you ever see the Lion King? You know the Lion
All right,
King.
Well,
The circle of life.
Yeah.
Google's just
exactly.
not working for me.
What?
What's that saying?
Oh, it's not saying anything to me.
No, the fucking pickle jar.
Oh, the pickles
Look
say
at pickles.
spicy garlic dill. These come from.
Can you get some napkins, young Ben?
These come from Nick and Rachel.
Nick and Rachel.
Nick and Rachel's made these. Let's
They
see.
also gave me another can. Do I have them in my? I brought them in my house.
Are they not? These are spicy. That's scaring me.
Oh boy! All right, he's got
There
it.
we go.
He's
You
got
got
it.
You got it. Here
Just
we
gotta
go.
be very
Live,
cautious with that
live pickle.
top.
You want a knife? So you can
Oh,
really
he's
hurt
got
yourself?
It. He's got it, and he didn't cut himself.
How's the juice?
Juice tastes good.
Good juice.
Good juice. Good juice.
Welcome to the Pickle Experience podcast.
Those are tasty.
Young
That's
Ben,
good.
do they get any waters in that fridge?
Thanks, young Ben. Bring
Thanks,
the
buddy.
rest of them. I think there's 3. If there's 4, that's
Tell you
even
what.
Let
better.
me get in this.
Those are very tasty.
Yep.
Definitely a little bit of a bite. I wouldn't really say they're very spicy. A little bit of a bite there.
A little zest, if you will. Let me get a live.
Yeah. The crunch.
Oh my
supreme.
god.
Supreme crunch. Who's the big timer? The sellout.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It's got a little bite.
The sellout corporation place that sells pickles. Is it what, dill?
Kosher dill?
Kosher? Whatever?
What?
These snap way better.
Young Ben, you eat pickles or what?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right. Give us your honest opinion on these.
Oh, that's
I
a
get a
wonderful
napkin?
pickle.
Yeah, that is a splendid pickle.
Matter of fact, when you go get shawarma, bring those. Have them put those on.
Yeah, have them put those in there.
Yeah.
Tell them real American pickles.
Bite I have tonight. Wow, shout out to Nick and Rachel. These are
Seriously,
incredible.
great pickles. We have a gnat flying around.
Yeah.
It's good now.
Oh, these are amazing.
It's like a tsunami. Let me get the live crunch.
It's a.
Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
biting into ice.
I think they should start a business, pickle business.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they should.
A lot of money in the pickle business.
Well,
Back to the warthog.
Mystery pickles.
quick sidebar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the warthog, I don't know. I think they're gonna stay on brand with the Raptor.
I wish they would just pick Yeah, Bronco Raptor. If that's the case, leave it as is.
Bronco Raptor.
Bronco
yeah.
Raptor.
Is this going to be a Bronco Raptor? It's going to be a Bronco with a Raptor package?
Because Bronco Warthog doesn't make any more sense than Bronco Raptor.
I think it makes less sense.
Exactly.
Right, so fucking let it play.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why mess with it? Don't
Bronco
mess with a good
Warthog. You're right. Bronco Warthog's the name.
Oh, wait. It finally came up.
thing.
Oh, these are ugly son of a bitches.
Yeah.
Wow. They got the... Oh, okay. So they got the little horns that come out of the side of their mouth.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
The Warthogs.
Yeah, they all look happy.
Not friendly.
No.
I think you shoot those from helicopters.
Yeah, I think they do in Texas, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Back out to Texas, man. Big shout out to Texas.
Shout out to
New
Rogan.
Hampshire South.
New Hampshire South. As opposed to Texas North.
What happened? Is
I don't know. It should.
Um,
being a dick.
Yeah, your thing just fell asleep.
Yeah.
There we go. What else do we have for news?
I got nothing else.
I got one more thing.
Oh,
One
my
more.
God.
Whoa.
Aston Martin made just released a new one-off
Yeah.
that is
What's the name of that thing again?
uh
Voltron? Vagato?
I think
Vegetable?
it's a they said it's a Vantage tribute based on the 1-7 the 1-77.
177, yeah.
Yeah.
This is
It
the one that has
doesn't
the
say-
old manual transmission, right?
Dude, I'm gonna eat all these pickles, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Pass
Yeah.
them over. Pass them over.
I'll tell you what. I got one that must have
It's
been close to a pepper.
beautiful.
Whew.
It is in fact beautiful. There are a
think
lot
enough
of
for
people
me.
who just said Mustang, which I
See it?
It does look like a.
Oh, I'm about that.
If you took away the Aston badge, like that could be a retro styled Mustang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
know-
made a
But-
Mustang totally not suck. It would look
Full
just like
carbon
that.
fiber body V12 making 848 horsepower.
And the best thing is it does function. That's not just a concept.
Yeah.
That's not drawing.
And it's-
Somebody drove that
yeah.
car.
There's only one.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a 6-speed manual.
What, do they run out of 7 speeds over there?
God damn, those are good
Hmm.
pickles.
Yeah, pass those pickles.
Yeah,
back
get
over.
get some hands on.
Ben, get in Ben. Hold up.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for a good pickle to grab.
Yeah.
Get your fingers in there and get that over here.
You know, it looks like a very, very, very well redesigned version of the original.
Now you got to take the seaweed dog.
Yeah. Seaweed's all you.
Get your hands out of there. Oh, go ahead, have one. Enjoy yourself.
I quite enjoyed looking at it. The one-off thing is weird. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice design study that's real.
yeah,
It's nice to see. And maybe they'll take some of that
that's
language.
true. That's a good point.
They'll take some of that language and put it in their new car. It won't
Yeah.
be as wide, but
Right.
it'd be nicer.
But it's good. I like the
Just
fact
stop
that they
Bogarting the pickles, bro.
they actually did build one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Some real digging necessary. May as well take more than
It's the
one.
best pickle podcast ever.
Is Nick in the? Is Nick? He's in chat. He usually is.
I don't know if he's in there today. He's probably building his motor.
That's true.
He's
Yeah.
probably making a perfect recipe for pickles.
Yeah.
She already made it. I'm eating.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I got some videos.
I'm fresh out. I got
video.
a
I was
video.
gonna say
I have videos.
I have 2 videos actually. There was a video on Randy Popst channel.
Yep.
I don't know if you're familiar with Randy Popst.
Popes. I always say
Popes.
popes, but yes, I am familiar
Call
with.
him whatever you want.
Popst. So he was or is a very good driver, and he was tasked with driving I forgot the name of the team, but the Tesla up Pikes Peak last week.
Unplugged.
Unplugged
Unplugged.
performance.
And obviously everybody knows he had a bit of an off.
Mhm.
However, there is a video of a
It looks like he overfueled it.
full run from start to finish. Very cool video. There are times during the video where it's not fast enough for him.
Yeah.
Because he's literally hanging on to one wheel, just pumping his fists like, go, baby, go. Come on, come on.
Yeah. He's
So-
out driving the car.
Yeah, so there were definitely parts where he wanted it to go faster. Now, there were some things that I didn't know what the hell was actually going on, and I want to further look into them. However, let's go to the bottom at the start, if you will. He's getting ready, putting his gloves on, kind of going through the checks, looking at all the flaggers, whatnot. Then somebody from Unplugged Performance comes in. He happens to look over to his right and opens the valve on a bottle, which I believe has to be some sort of cooling.
Yeah.
Because that must be cooling the batteries or the motor. Some
But
form
NOS,
of,
baby.
Was it a bottle of 2JZ?
it was just an unmarked bottle that was the size of a NOS bottle, but it was just interesting to me because it was right on the side of him. It was plumbed off camera, if you will, but you did see where it ran. But yeah, I want to look into that just because I assume it's just to cool the batteries. Obviously, the
Cool,
batteries
yeah,
are
that makes
cool.
sense.
They run more efficiently, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's what it is. But it was a cool video. This was not of his off. This
I
was
think
a run that he did complete.
it's important to know for Randy that listen, we all have offs. You know, I know he went off in
happens.
practice, which isn't such a big deal. I went off in a race once at Palmer, and it was quite scary at a track night in America. But I just, we all have offs.
Not a race, actually. Just keep in mind.
Yeah.
Totally not a race.
In
Yeah.
in Chuck's mind and defense,
But we all have offs.
he was racing. But it happens to the best of us.
I'm really digging into these pickles, boys.
But no, it was a cool video, and there's a whole series on his channel of basically him, standing around like a father to be, just waiting to see if they can put the thing back together, get it all ready for those, next runs the next day, which obviously they do. But there's a handful of those videos I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. I thought it was super interesting they were able to get the car together or get a car together for the following day.
Yeah, yeah, they poached another Model 3, I think is what it is. So they had one there, got permission from, might have even been Tesla or some, I can't remember who it was, but they somehow poached it, replaced all the parts that were broken, and got them back out there.
Which were many.
It also is interesting to me that somebody of such high caliber in the motorsport world, he's ready. I want to drive that.
Yeah.
They got him, which is a good.
Randy's
get.
one of those guys who he wants to get behind the wheel, or he portrays. He wants to get behind the wheel of anything and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have done it, but I was watching the kids that night.
Yeah.
Someone's got to try to eat one of those peppers in that thing.
A pepper
There's peppers in there.
or a jalapeno?
Ben,
Are those jalapeno?
I want you
I
to
think they're
whole
jalapeno.
clove of garlic. Eat a whole clove of garlic.
I would, but my wife would throw me out of the house.
Eat
I
a whole
love
clove of garlic.
You need one of those things, Josh?
I'll eat a pepper.
Yeah, pepper.
Is that a pepper?
Yeah.
That looks too
Either-
spicy
Ben,
for your
take
boy.
down
It's
this
either
whole
pepper
clove.
or jalapeno. But yeah, the clove of garlic I want no part of.
Yeah, I don't want.
I'll eat the clove of garlic. I want to eat a pepper.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, clove of garlic. I love garlic, but that's
Yeah, that's
That's
too
a bit
much
too much.
garlic.
Take down
much
that
if
whole
you will.
clove.
No, that's too much garlic.
Come
You
on,
got it,
Ben.
Ben. You got it. Don't be a wimp.
you're a farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Don't
think
you work
that's-
with vegetables all day
I
long?
think that's a jalapeno,
Oh, he definitely doesn't work with horses.
and it's a
Yeah.
good, and it's a good.
Take the seaweed.
the,
No, I don't want the seaweed.
the
boys.
jalapeno is a good burn. It's got a nice little
Yeah,
little
tinge.
ting to it.
I thought they were delicious.
Yeah,
All right, boys. I saw a
amazing.
video.
You saw a video.
Hoonigan finished their rotary powered K swap. First off, it's hilarious because they're sitting on top of the motor, and all of them are like, "What happens when a rotary explodes? Is it going to kill us?" They didn't really hark on that for too long, and then they continued to drive it. I think they made 160 wheel horsepower.
Yeah.
160 wheel horsepower in a K truck
Yeah.
is fucking bananas.
With
I
the
would make-
sequential transmission.
Yeah.
I would make how many more times in stock? 5.
Stock makes about 30 to the crank.
Okay. So many more.
About 5 more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they made all that horsepower in it. It's like Hurt and one of their drivers driving around on a Irwindale or something, and it is absolutely hilarious. I love it. I love the guy Soupy who put it together. I think Hoonigan has some real talent with their fabricators now with Dan and Soupy. But at the end of the day, they could have swapped the Busa motor in that thing in like 35 minutes.
Yep.
It would have made probably more horsepower and been way easier to do.
Is it actually that easy?
It's pretty easy.
Or is this like one of those things where everyone just says, put an,
No,
LS, put an LS in it?
If you look at what they had to do to fit that rotary motor in, and
Yeah.
it's obviously for
It's
the
insane.
YouTube and it's Hoonigan,
Yeah.
so they're going to do it. You can, yeah, I mean, a Busa motor, you just make it rear wheel drive, put it in, off you go.
About that motor, what was a difficult part? Where they could mount it? How to make everything actually
A rotary
work?
motor is very small,
Yeah.
but when you compare it to a 3-cylinder motorcycle motor, it's pretty big. So
Yeah.
mounting it, they had to use a sequential transmission because you can't fit a real transmission in it.
Yep.
Which has to be the most overspend thing I've ever seen done. It's fucking cool though. It really is fucking
Is
cool.
it still for?
And it's loud as hell.
It's still for that race team, right? For the FD
No,
team?
that race team has pulled out of FD.
Oh wow.
What was the name of that? The one that Peter North ran for.
I don't know.
Worth, it looks like Worthsea or something. I don't know.
Oh, Wart.
Worth. Like Worth? WURTH?
Was it Worth?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
Peter North rides for him. Look him up online.
Just give it a
Just
Google.
put Peter North pounding it or something.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see, and I've watched kind of It's funny because Soupy had to go back to New York for the whole for the Rona, and they shipped it over so he could work on it in his garage, and they ship it back to California for him to finish it. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's cool. That's
I
really
like
cool.
that.
Yeah, in his tiny 1-car New York garage.
Yeah, really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he shipped his Super back to California as threw it on the truck while it was there.
Right.
So that was cool. I saw a Larry Chen autofocus video on Jeff Zwart. He's driving the Porsche 935 up Pikes Peak.
Yep.
Really cool. I know Joey Steely from Emotion set the car up and had a very big part in that.
Yep.
It was just super cool to see. Larry Chen is really like bringing the more serious content to Hoonigan, and he's still really funny when he does it.
Yeah.
But God bless him, man. I mean, some of that stuff is so cool. I had no idea Jeff Zwart was an automotive photographer.
Yep. One of the best.
and he was
some
incredible.
Yeah.
And he's an incredible driver, and they're talking about this car getting set up, and it's just such a cool thing. It's before the livery went on it, and he's talking about how black cars look badass, but it's going to pop with the livery. And then
Yep.
when you see the car later, I don't think you see it in that video later, but if you've seen the pictures of it, they did a spectacular job with that
A
car.
great layout. And yeah, just his series, Larry Chen's series on there. All the time I'm like, oh, I want to watch that one now. It's very good.
Yeah,
I like-
if you weren't into Hoonigan for the antics and stuff,
Yeah.
like Larry got you there.
Yeah.
I like pretty much all the content he puts out. I'm never disappointed when I watch something. I get to the end of it and I'm like, that wasn't worth my time.
Yeah.
But
No, they're all very
everything
good.
is always worth your time. Yeah, actually, Zor has actually taken some of my favorite photos from like the Lufter Cult events over the years.
Yeah, and I've
Um,
seen his photos from Liftical. I just never put it together that he was an automotive photographer, but it makes sense.
Clearly, a pretty badass driver as well.
Oh my God, absolutely. And then the only other video I have is there was people kept linking me, and it was a Mark IV Supra with a GoPro in the intake
I have
manifold,
that here.
Yes.
exclusively doing pulls in school zones and neighborhoods,
I loved it.
and I thought it was hilarious.
It's amazing.
It's a pretty cool view.
It's an interesting view. His view of the GoPro inside of a tire is very interesting as well.
Huh. I didn't see that
He
one.
puts a GoPro inside of a tire. It's all these things that like you think about, like, you know what, that would be cool to see what that looks like.
It's cool. I'm just thinking like my car would somehow find a way to mash it and shove it down the motor and blow it.
Probably.
Yeah, it
But
was like,
like-
oh yeah, let's blender. It's
Yeah.
a blender in here now. But yes, it was really cool. But seriously, I'm looking at like he shows the outside view, then the inside view. I'm like, he's like in a neighborhood.
Yeah. Seeing the valves open
And just the fuel being sprayed
Ah,
in.
and
yeah,
the
the fuel
fuel
injection
and
stuff's cool.
and it being able to see
You get why valves
Actually,
stayed
air-
clean back in the day too.
Yeah.
and all that stuff move is incredible. And then it's funny, he takes it out and he's like, there's a little bit of oil on this. I have to take a look at that. Like, there's some oil in the intake manifold, and you can see it kind of moving around.
Welcome to Turbo Car.
Yeah.
There's some oil in the intake manifold. There's
What's
some oil in
impressive is
everything.
from GoPro is that the camera shut down. Obviously, it
'Cause
got
of heat?
way too
Yeah.
hot. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Most of them now, damn near anything. Hell, there's a Canon camera that has a big, what do you call it, controversy out right now because the firmware basically has it built in of like over temp shutdown.
Yeah.
So once it gets to a certain thing, because of the electronics inside, it goes, we can't do this. So we're not going to work in these conditions, if you will.
Yeah.
Because everything gets fucked up. So that's probably what it did. Just said, nope, too hot.
He was able to retrieve all the footage, which is great, and then GoPro was good.
Which is saying something for an intake temp.
Yeah.
Because the GoPro is working,
Worked for a
top of-
while.
Top of Mount Everest.
I
So,
figured he would get, 10 minutes down the road
Yeah.
and just, like, the whole thing would fall apart, get sucked into the engine. That's what I was really hoping for.
I only
Yeah,
watched.
I want to see the inside of the motor.
That's what I was really hoping for. I was hoping it was for
You just see that
just
view.
like
of
see
just
the
getting like,
piston.
sucked right in. Yeah.
The end, if you will. I only watched it for about, I don't know, a minute or so.
Same.
How long was it?
It was only a few minutes. You had to skip through the 4 minutes of bullshit at the front
Yeah, I
to
skipped
get
through
to
that.
the.
I just
to get to
would-
the actual.
Wasn't sure if he said how long he had the thing in there.
No, I mean it
Okay.
didn't seem like he drove around for very long.
Yeah.
Seemed like a lot of work though,
Yeah.
just
Lot
to
of
put
work.
the thing in.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But I
probably
mean,
worth it. He's
I wonder how
viral
many
now.
views. Yeah, I mean,
he's gonna get
look
the
at me,
views.
I'm
have you gone to
viral.
his channel?
No, absolutely.
Oh
not.
my god, his channel is great. After the tire thing really kind of turned me on to it. He does funny stuff like a miniature engine gets 100 shot of nitrous oxide.
Nice.
So he's got like a centrifugal clutch, fails in slow motion, like all these crazy stuff.
Well, that's cool.
I put the GoPro inside of a tire and does a burnout. Yeah, like he hits things with he hits hard hats in slow motion at 4K. Like it's all these like funny things that he does that are really interesting. But this super one has already got 2.1 million views. It's been up for 2 days. So
Oh, wow.
Worth it.
Yeah, worth I don't know, the hour it took him to do it.
Young Ben, you want to head out?
Yeah.
It's already that time. I just looked.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Don't we have to still do our whole thing?
Oh yeah. No, we do. That's. I figured now is a.
Young Ben, American pickles. Keep your eyes on that hot sauce. Like it gets a little feisty with it. Maybe give me some more of the white sauce or something. Jeez.
Tell him to ease up on the hots.
Yeah, come on.
You good? You gonna? What are you gonna take the pickles with you?
Yeah, take it with you.
Jesus Christ!
One pickle.
At your leisure.
My God, young Ben. There's another video. Ours. We put out a new video.
Oh yeah, we did.
Featuring Mr. Phil Can and his
Young Phil.
Chevy C10.
Oh, such a vehicle.
Went over there this past weekend. Hung out with Phil and shot for a couple hours. And the result is now on YouTube. So it was fun to do.
Big shout to Young Phil. That video came out awesome.
Thanks, man.
I really liked it.
Fun one to do.
Phil's a hell of a guy.
Yep.
He said he was an unofficial finger tight truck guy, and I know my truck is pretty intimidating, but he is the official finger tight truck guy.
Yeah, he's definitely a truck guy.
Big time truck guy.
Um,
And it makes sense talking about how once you put that kind of work into a truck to make it low,
Yep.
you'll never take for you'll just know like it takes time.
yeah, and his rant at the end, which isn't even really a rant, but I just said, hey, kind of, if there's anything in the automotive world you want to go off on, feel free. But it was classic Phil, and it was just perfect answer. Both a positive answer and
Classic guy.
try to keep people even keeled. So, shouts to Phil, and I look forward to shooting the next video. coming
Yeah,
out
if you haven't
pretty
seen it,
soon.
check it out, man. It's a really good video.
So yeah, YouTube, Revival Motoring, and they will pop up there. You'll
Are
see
we out of
our
water?
podcasts. Yeah, you'll see our podcasts and
Young Ben, get some waters too, because we're out of water.
there you go, Ben.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So you'll see our podcast and all the other video interviews that we had up there. So we're gonna have some more stuff coming up very soon.
Got some stuff coming, baby.
So our main discussion
Mm-hmm. We're gonna
Which-
stay without Corey.
we can get into.
Deep thoughts.
He should be back in a moment. Do you have any closing deep thoughts or closing deep thoughts for the news/YouTube segment?
What do you call a group of Jeep dicks? So one of our users, who was that? Came
Oh.
across a whole flock
was
of
a
Jeep dicks.
whole-
A gaggle.
Yeah,
A gurgle. I think it's a gurgle
a
of Jeep
murder
dicks.
of Jeep dicks.
Yeah, very interesting.
I gotta pee.
They're all different
I
sizes.
gotta pee too.
Go ahead.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
go right. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has different sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, especially this parking lot.
Yeah, they're all different. They're all
Saying young Ben, I told him to get some water. Should we text him so he remembers?
different but the same at the same time.
Exactly, man. It's all the same when it's cold out.
Where did we finish YouTube's or what did we do?
You got YouTubes?
Well, I got the most important one,
Yeah,
which
let's
is a
hear
new Revival Motoring video.
Oh, we just talked about that one.
Oh, good. I'm happy I missed it.
Nobody liked it.
What do we think?
No, very good. I mean, it's Phil, man. You can't hate on Phil.
Oh yeah,
Phil put the work in. I know he was talking to. He said anybody who had made it out to the shop when he was there.
yeah.
I was at the shop once.
You made it out once, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I was bouncing some ideas off the man.
yeah. So you were part of the build.
A big part of the build.
Yeah,
big
yeah.
part. Big contributor.
The truck's
No,
partially yours.
It was really cool to see that thing kind of work his way slowly through it, and he talking about the end about how instant gratification is kind of the name of the game now. But if you want something worthwhile, you got to put the time in.
He's put a lot of time into that thing.
Lots of time, man.
Yeah.
Thing's beautiful. I love the gold, man.
Yeah, what's funny is I remember when he purchased the truck, he was like, it wasn't so hot on the gold.
Yeah.
I can't picture that truck being anything but gold now. at this
Wheel
point.
change, man. Love changes.
Yeah, love finds a way, right?
Sure does.
Yeah, I just can't picture that truck being anything besides
No, the gold and
truck.
the fact that it's an anniversary edition, which I did not know.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a golden anniversary.
It's crazy that at 1968 that was its 50th year anniversary.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking wild, right?
Yeah.
C10 getting it done. Yeah, really good build, good truck, good guy. That's
It's
what
an
we like to
endless
have on the
build.
old Revival.
I know. He always is like,
I
I'm
comment-
done. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done. He's
fucking
not done. He's
I
not done.
commented on the YouTube, plenty of room for turbos.
There is a lot of room.
So he was talking about maybe doing a little something else.
I think he wanted a little bump stick in there, but
Yeah, bump stick's not going to do the job though. It's gonna
it'll
leave you
do the
wanting
job
more.
this time around.
I know, but you spend the money once. Everybody knows. Spend the money once on 2 turb skis.
Yeah. he's spending money many times.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that nothing screams nice little holiday truck like 2 turbos on an LS, you
Just
know?
squealing.
Just spooling them up, man. Letting the world know.
Yeah, so that video was rad. Josh whipped that together. If it was ain't no thing.
I think is Phil coming out to the Saturday's event?
I don't know. Maybe when he finds out about it. We'll find yeah, I'll have to shoot him a text and just remind him.
Yeah, man. I'm excited, man. Don't forget, we're having a donut meet this Saturday.
I had actually already forgotten.
This Saturday, 8 a.m.,
Yeah.
8 p.m., 8 a.m.
Josh, you know Revival put out a new video? All right.
This guy, Phil.
This guy, Phil.
He's got a
It was,
truck.
it was all right.
It's a truck
Yeah.
with air ride.
Did you happen to mention that as I was away?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had no idea, but I had to come in. Just
We sang Young Benno early today. We trying him not to hear about extinct car brands.
Usually 8:00. That's
Oh,
why
you're doing it by time now?
Yeah. Versus,
He's going to come back early. We're all going to be hankering.
that's what I'm hoping. Like, we finish up. He's already here. We're not fucking waiting for him again.
Fucking Ben.
I feel like I spent my life waiting for young Ben.
All I know is that this room smells like pickles and garlic now.
I'll tell you what. We talked about getting an intern for Young Ben. Young Ben's not here. That's obviously we're replacing Young Ben with
Yeah.
anybody with any talent at all.
Yeah.
So
So if
please.
anyone happens to be a part of this at all, let us know.
Any drive whatsoever.
I've got
any drive.
zero
Any
to offer you
motivation.
besides
How much
time to
energy
hang
do you
out.
have? Yeah.
Yeah, you can come hang out. I think the shawarma guy gives you a free soda.
I'm like
Yeah, you do
halfway
get a
through
free
this
soda. That's
20
pretty much
hours.
all we can pay you.
Red Bull.
How's that bull
How's
going
it
down?
going for you? You ready?
You know,
Original Red Bull sucks when it gets warm.
oh my God, it's not great.
Tastes like
you should just
Tylenol.
pound it.
No. Yeah, I think I might be at my end of that. This Liquid Death shouts to Tom. Shouts to Truck and Motorcycles.
Motorcycles there.
Tom
his
shipped
way
me
into the
2
podcast.
cases of Liquid Death.
How many cans in a case?
12.
Sparkling?
I didn't open the other case, so sparkling. and
How's the sparkling?
sparkling is? I mean,
How's it compared? Is it delicate bubbles like a San Pellegrino,
Yeah,
or is it aggressive
very
like
delicate.
a Perrier?
think about eating out at a little Italian restaurant in Italy. You
Yeah.
know, they see you're still a sparkling.
How
This
long?
is it.
How long's it been in the carafe?
In the carafe?
Is
this?
it light bubbles, heavy bubbles? What are we talking? Capacity.
This is light.
Light
this
bubbles.
is real light
So
bubbles.
spread throughout.
Yeah. It's
No.
even throughout the whole can.
No flavor by any means?
No flavor.
What we don't have here that they have in Poland, which I always miss, and since I'll never be able to go back, is that they have still water, sparkling water, and then they have the old Naturalne,
Naturale.
which is just kind of bubbly, like straight out the spring.
Yeah.
And you just don't get that kind of, water selection.
We have it here. It's called Poland Spring.
Just literally from Poland.
It's yeah.
Direct.
Yeah, well, let me get that light gas. Is
We
all
have
I'm
it.
saying.
We have it here.
What it
Oh, the
means?
gas. Yes, with without. Yes,
I need
yes.
I need the middle
I
of the road
forgot.
gas.
Gas. The
Middle of
first time
road
someone asked me, "Do you want gas?" I said, "Me scusi."
Yo, I have plenty.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. You
Poland.
leave.
I'll pass on the beans.
Yeah.
What it means to be from Maine?
You leave
Poland
your
Spring?
business out of this.
No, I need that light gas, man. If you could hook it up, someone let me know. You pop open a Perrier, let that baby sit for a couple hours, and you'll get there.
Don't
I'm-
don't ask for light gas at any
No.
North American restaurants by
No,
any means.
Perrier
Okay.
is too violent for me.
No idea what you're talking
my
about.
palate
Yeah. Too violent.
too violent. Bubbles are too aggressive.
Speaking of violence, you want to get into our main topic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the main topic. Our main topic. Our main discussion is titled, at least in my notes, "Where Are They Now?" In other words, we're going to talk about some car companies. I have one in particular, and the boys have a few extras, that are just no longer with us. Or maybe they are still with us in some
They've passed on.
in
Maybe
some
in spirit?
form. Maybe in spirit. Maybe we'll get into mine. But please, someone start us off with a good one.
Fucking this
Thing didn't work.
Just being a dick, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, we need it.
We're talking about
It's gonna be good. Hit it.
extinct car brands.
Still up there. There we go.
There we are. Perfect. Extinct car brands.
Extinct car brands.
So, which one did you choose?
You want me to go? I did come up with a topic yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you pick a couple or just one?
I did pick a couple. I only did research on one.
I can
Okay.
kick it off if you want it.
I didn't want to get too deep.
So that's the.
I
mine-
went way
can
too deep.
I can get extraordinarily deep because of how hilariously short my car brand was.
mine is a problem because there's a lot of history.
A lot of history.
A lot of history. So I summed it up, or
Anybody get a
have
fork?
some bullet points, if you will.
It's Pepper
uh,
City in here.
but we can get into that one. I mean, if you have a smaller
want me
one
to
to
do
start
mine?
us off, yeah.
I'll start off with the small
You know,
one.
we're warming up. We won't just.
Speaking of small ones.
Well, I chose Pontiac, and it's not small. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, boys, I started with one of the great American brands. One of the
Saturn?
flagship brands in America, Merkur.
Oh
Merkur.
boy.
Merkur was a Ford company marketed by the Lincoln Mercury division of Ford. Merkur lasted from 1985 to 1989.
Solid 5 years.
It's the German word for Mercury. It is the second shortest brand Ford ever had.
Second shortest?
Yes.
Wow.
What is the first?
I had it written down, but it has disappeared. Let me pull it up quickly because it was really
It
interesting.
disappeared accordingly, like the brand itself.
Yeah, it lasted for, I believe, a year. The name of that brand was
One model year.
Edsel. Edsel.
Wow. Okay.
It went 2 years from 58 to 60.
What did they have to offer us? Not much.
The
apparently.
Edsel's like a wingy
Okay.
60s, 50s car.
So
I mean-
I wonder if some of those actually did get made.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
Crazy Ben might even have one. So yes, it's a German word for Mercury. So Ford had a company called Mercury and a company called German Mercury.
Yeah.
Uh,
kind of like Ferrari.
so it
and
was.
the Ferrari.
La Ferrari.
You guys would be very interested because I think everybody, not everybody, but those of us that know Mercury have one car brand in mind, and you'll see if they hit what they were going for. They were targeted at buyers of European executive cars by selling captive imports from Ford of Europe.
Okay.
The car they're known for is a hatchback, but anyways,
Yeah.
Honestly,
they made the XR4 Ti
I was hoping there was some like amazing Merkur that I wasn't aware of.
in the Scorpio, the amazing Merkur you weren't aware of.
Is a Scorpion.
They could not be exactly the same as the European models, which was the Sierra and the Scorpio. They had to have U.S. bumpers, shitty headlights, and non-metric gauges. So we'll get into the one that actually sold some cars,
Yep.
which is the XR4 Ti, which everybody knows is basically a Mustang SVO without a diff. 4-cylinder turbo. It was a rebodied Ford Sierra XR4i. No T. They couldn't use Sierra because GM was already using the name Sierra, so they just went with this crazy alphanumeric XR4 Ti. So SVO drivetrain, and you can still pick them up pretty cheap. I just saw one for cheap locally.
Yep.
They have a biplane wing. They are ugly as sin,
Yep.
They are not attractive.
but they can be fast and fun. But the problem is you need an SVO diff, which is not easy to come across.
Are European parts swappable?
Yeah, but Sierra Cosworths,
Parts are super expensive.
Right. It's
even
just-
Sierra
yeah.
XR4Is.
Same,
Yeah, so.
yeah.
Well, because an XR4i is the same car, so you want a Cosworth to upgrade to, and no one's going to sell you like the diff off their Sierra Cosworth.
Right.
So yeah, that's the car everybody knows about. It's super ugly, but still a ton of fun. I believe my buddy Ted brings one to Track in America, but his is not running the stock motor. I think it's a 5.0 or something fun like that.
Yeah.
My man.
And it rips. So yeah, that's what everybody knows about. Also in their deep history, they had the Mercury Scorpio, which was targeted for the executive sedan segment. So the XR4 Ti was like a hatchbacky, weird two-door thing. This Scorpio was an ugly executive sedan. It was smaller than the Taurus, although the wheelbase was longer. Don't ask me how that happens. 5-door hatchback. Now, picture in your mind an ugly 5-door car. You go to Scorpio. It was basically the same as the German car, but has terrible bumpers, which the German car is pretty terrible, and headlights. And they made this baby from mid-1987 to 1989. This was the shortest lived vehicle of any Ford brand.
Of any Ford brand.
Any Ford brand, period. It was a year and a half they made this thing for. And it was a terrible car.
Well, they're still paying off that tooling.
And it competed with one of Lincoln's main cars. It competed with all sorts of shit that it just shouldn't. Okay?
Take a quick glance. It looks very, very Mercedes-like.
They're really
Like,
nasty.
Quickly
looking.
in this, like if you just kind of, It's quick.
I see what you're saying
A
there.
passing eye, if you will.
Well, they were going for that, and as I said, the company was doing captive imports of Ford. So like captive imports, just like when Ford has a European thing, they just bring them here. So it did sell out there. So sadly, Merkur was not considered a success. Initial projections said they would sell 15 to 20,000 cars a year. They only sold 26,000 XR4 TIs in the 85 and 86 season.
Seasons?
Yep.
Yeah.
Combined with the 87 sales, which dropped by 50% of the year before.
Oh, boy.
Each Lincoln Mercury dealer sold 1 or 2 Merkur vehicles.
Wow.
One or two. So there really aren't many kind of floating around out there.
Pricing was unstable due to the rate exchanged with the Deutschmark.
Okay.
So the prices were all over the fucking place because you have hyperinflation, all sorts of fun stuff to deal with.
Yeah.
So here you are at the end of Merkur. You get this incredibly not successful brand. 1989 comes around. Do you remember what happened in 1989?
I was born.
Makes me feel bad. In 1989, here come passive restraint requirements.
Yep.
Now you need an airbag and passive restraints. Automatic. You would have needed automatic seatbelts and airbags to make these Merkurs pass. They're not selling like cars. They're like, you know what? Fuck this shit. We're out.
Way
Yeah.
too much money to do that.
So they
yeah.
just canned it. They couldn't front the cost of the redesign. And Merkur, at the end of 89, was gone. And if you aren't an older car guy, especially the European stuff, like my M3's in 89, my Skyline, they didn't need airbags.
Yeah.
They didn't need, they could have pop-out windows, but they didn't need the special seatbelts and stuff.
Sing
So,
and Tight Chris's FC as an 89.
yeah, that was the
89
end of
was
an
a great
era.
year.
89 was a great year,
Well, that's
end of
when
an
we
era.
were. I forget who I was talking to. Oh, it was Nick this weekend. Just saying, 89. It's hell of a year for cars.
89 was like the, it was like the end of the old shit.
We could quite possibly
Get
do an
away with
entire episode of just cars of 1989.
I think we should next week.
Yeah.
There's
Because I have a
next
nice
week's episode.
88, 89. All my cars are kind of pre-89.
Yeah.
Not all of them. There's one that's not, but
Yeah.
But yeah, so that killed Merkur. But there still are XR4 TIs out there. They are still fun cars. People just don't know what the hell they are.
Right.
They're turbo little motor cars you can get for cheap and have a lot of fun with. So
Yep.
I don't know. Keep an eye out there. You know.
There is one that, not recently, but this was years ago
Mm-hmm.
when I worked at an auction for a small period of time when I was young. There was one of those there in red. And
Ooh.
everybody was like, oh, what is that thing? At the time, I didn't really have an idea. But
Yeah.
I think it even had a badge that said bi-turbo or turbo. I think, not bi-turbo, but turbo.
Some turbo thing
So
on
I'm
it.
just like, well, I'm going to take that around the lot today and drive it around.
Yeah.
It was fun as hell to drive.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
It was
Some
ugly.
of the
It was
European
it was
Fords,
different,
cool
but
cars.
it was, yeah. It was,
It's
it
a
was
Sierra
fun with
Cosworth.
buddies.
Sierra Cosworth is a great car.
Right. Amazing.
Not Sierra Cosworth. Sierra XR4i.
Yeah.
But anyways, cool car. Sierras were cool. We never got them, but
Yep.
we kind of got them.
In
in a roundabout way.
for an extended
If you want a Sierra
short
Cosworth,
period
it's
of
the
time.
closest you can get, and you can pretty much turn it into an ugly one. So,
Yeah.
there you go. I saw one recently. The thing that brought a whole up is I saw one recently for sale. It was only a couple grand. And it was like,
Yep.
shit, if I wasn't going to get thrown out of the house.
I wonder
I
how.
think YB brought it up, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Showed
did.
us? Yeah.
I think he did. I wonder how many are floating out and about.
I don't know.
Can't be that many.
I don't remember quite a few years ago. I there was one that popped up for sale on Craigslist. It was in really good shape, and I was like, oh, "That's could be a cool
I
car
think
to buy."
Ted might have bought that one.
Yeah, it was like it could be a cool car to buy. I am just not. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
need this.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Don't need this shit in my
You
life.
just got a commitment.
Yeah, it's too much commitment for me right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
yeah.
And then I was going to do Scion, but you know what? Fuck him.
Fuck 'em. Yeah,
I mean, that story
that
tells
sums up the
itself.
whole story.
Well, you know, Scion was kind of a youth brand, and my initial
Are they the
thoughts
ones with
on
the,
Merkur was I thought they were trying to do like a performance-y thing, but then when I actually read the history of them, I was like, this
Yeah.
doesn't correlate at all. This is
European
just like
luxury.
this is European luxury, even though they put out a car that was not European luxury at all.
right,
Yeah.
right. Sometimes it just is the right person that wants it here, and they
Yeah, they
do
got
whatever
it
they
here.
can to make it happen. Yeah, Scion.
Way cheaper than an SVO though.
Yeah, Scion is an interesting one. They were only here for,
They were here for a number of years, man.
is it 10 years?
I think so.
Probably, because I know there was XB, XA, and TC.
Yeah,
Is
and
what it
then
is, and then the 86 or AE86.
the Subaru thing was
FT86.
the Subaru thing was a Scion for a little while.
It was, yeah, at first.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Maybe we'll do a whole episode on Scion. Hold on to your
They
hats.
twist snakes with Subaru and then go by the wayside.
What's that? They have another really tiny one. It's smaller than the XB. Is it the
XA.
IQ?
The IQ.
Oh, was the IQ with Scion?
Something like
it
that.
was smart, not smart side, but it was smart car-esque, I think, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly. XA? Was it the XA?
It was
No,
something
XA
very
was
small.
some ugly, weird
Even
fucking
smaller.
thing.
Okay. Because I know there's the toaster-looking one.
XB.
That thing.
I always liked it. I
you
always
really?
liked it.
Dude, you could have one.
Yeah, I've always liked this. The original X, because then they did the newer version of the XB. I hated that. But the original XB, which was just
The original XB was cool as hell.
a cube.
I was going to say, right, because that was probably the most Japanese thing.
Yeah.
you
It was
know,
just a
at
cube with
time.
wheels at each corner.
Dude, put two
Right.
J's in it.
Yep.
I'll be back.
All right.
Okay.
So I mean that was a super cool car that I thought it was appealing. The TC didn't do anything for me. The XA little thing didn't do anything for me. The XB was like, oh, this is actually something that's different.
Yeah, so, I mean, just to kind of get into this a little bit, Scion was, as Chuck said, marketed as a youth brand and was first introduced in March of 2002 at the New York Auto Show. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know it was that late in the game. I want to see when they went out of business, or not out of business, but were removed from North American shores.
2015,
Discontinuation on February 3rd, 2016.
2016.
So over
okay.
10 years. But Toyota announced that the Scion brand would be phased out in August after the 2016 model year, arguing that the company no longer required a specific marquee to target younger demographics. The FRS IA and IM models
IA and IM. That's right. IA is a hatch. IM is a sedan. Oh, no, yeah, 4-door version.
Were moved to the Toyota marquee in 2017, thus creating the Toyota 86, Toyota Yaris IA, and Toyota Corolla IM, respectively.
Yep.
While the TC was discontinued, the then upcoming CHR was also moved to Toyota Marquee. After originally being unveiled as a Scion, this change was not expected to cause disruption to service options, as Scion models are sold and service at Toyota dealerships. So obviously they continue to be. If you do happen to have a Scion, I'd like to. I know. I don't think any of us covered it, but Saturn as well.
I don't know. I didn't.
They're a very interesting one to me. I think it's very similar to Scion in a way, but I don't know if they still exist, but actually I think they do, because shouts to Dan Walker. He's one of them.
I was going to say, we're going to talk Saturn. We're going to have the man in himself.
The conglomerate of people that not only appreciate but like Saturns as a whole still surprises me.
There's an ass for every seat,
I was just
right?
going to say, but hey, I guess so. Do you want to get into yours, or actually, you want to? Chuck will be back in a minute, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
you can.
A bit. We can kind of just kick it off.
Okay.
So I chose to do Pontiac with perfect timing. I chose to do Pontiac mainly because I was only thinking of the Pontiac we remember as in the Aztec and all that stuff there.
Yep.
And it was funny, so I started to do a deep dive, and turned out it was actually quite interesting. So Pontiac, born in 1926, died October 31st, 2010.
Wow.
So they were they had some age.
They seen some shit.
They seen some shit. The Pontiac brand was created as a lower priced Oakland Motor Car Company companion to fill a gap between Chevrolet and Oldsmobile and GM's lineup there.
Because Oldsmobile was the more prestigious brand.
I actually have it here. It went Chevy, Pontiac, Olds, Buick, then Caddy.
Okay. Holy
So
shit.
that was their lineup as far as that goes. It was actually in the 1920s that General Motors pioneered the idea that consumers would aspire to buy up a ladder in one particular automotive brand.
Mm-hmm.
So if they were pleased with,
They get in at a Chevy.
you're buying a second-hand, third-hand Chevy, right? You're happy with it. Well, now I get a little bit more money. I'm gonna go buy myself a Pontiac, right?
Yep.
And now you're just like, oh, he's got a little bit of money, like as you work your way up, and that's where the whole stigma came from. Where like, oh, he drives a Cadillac,
Right.
like he's doing
Right.
all right. Yeah, he's driving a Cadillac.
He's fine. Timmy's good. He's got an Olds.
It's
And then-
funny to think that to see I think I'm gonna upgrade to an Olds.
Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
think I
Right.
think I'm gonna upgrade to an old. You
I mean,
know.
if you had a Cadillac, it'd be like Rhode Island royalty
Yeah.
too.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're a god.
But
out
like
here.
even then, like when you were upgraded to a Buick back then, it was like he's upgraded. That's big.
Right.
Yeah, that's big. Yeah, big time. Like he's doing well. Family's doing well.
Yeah.
he
you
drives
know.
a fucking Buick,
Yeah, just fucking
knocking
Buick.
out of the park.
Yeah, as we shit on the Buick earlier. What is it? The fucking
latrine.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the crossbow or whatever it is.
So he's a made man.
Yeah. So the Oakland Motor Car Company, for those who aren't totally sure, because it's only come up a few times that I've kind of been thinking of things. They're based out of Pontiac, Michigan. It was an American automobile manufacturer. They were a division of General Motors. They were purchased by General Motors in 1909. The company continued to produce modestly priced automobiles up until 1931, when the brand was essentially dropped and Pontiac was taken over in favor, because the Oakland Motor Car Company made a car, the Pontiac.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, well, I mean, this brand is selling so well, let's do away with the old Oakland Motor Car Company and just call it Pontiac as a brand.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool to see how those tier things work, because we see it so many times now with Scion,
Yep.
Toyota, Lexus. What's the other one?
Honda. Well, Honda Acura is a
Mini,
little bit.
BMW, Rolls.
There you go.
Right.
That's another great
right.
one.
Yeah. That's
Volkswagen, on and on and on, whatever. Volkswagen, Audi, Bentley.
Bentley, Bugatti.
Yeah.
Bugatti, a Lamborghini in there somewhere.
This is the bottom.
Somewhere.
Yes, this is the
Or
bottom.
they're
This is where
That's
you
a
start.
different branch of the
This is where you
tree.
start. I know about Hyundai. Hyundai and doing it to the Genesis line and
Genesis.
stuff like that.
Yep.
So to see the GM was kind of pioneered that was super interesting, because we see it, we talk about it, but I didn't know where it started.
I was gonna say, especially so long ago.
Yeah, in the 1920s.
Yeah.
So looking at 100 years ago, this was an idea that they like kind of thought up in terms of marketing.
Yep.
Let's see. So Pontiac was sold in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and also Chile. I did not know they were sold in Chile.
Shout out to Chile.
Shout out to Chile. Pontiac was advertised as a performance division of General Motors from the 1960s onward. We'll get into what onward is later on. Onward, I'm going to call it a short period of onward, but it was onward.
I mean, they did make the Firebird.
They did make the Firebird.
WS6, baby.
Yeah. So Pontiac was named after the famous Ottawa chief, who had also given his name to the city of Pontiac,
I believe that's Chef.
where the car was produced. One thing I found reading a lot of articles and news and kind of pieces from even the 70s and 80s regarding Pontiac is that if you lived in the town, you worked at the plant, people took an enormous amount of pride by working like, oh wow, like you work at the Pontiac plant. Wow, you're doing really well for yourself. Like this is like a big thing. Like this is something you actually aspired to do. Get out of school, it's like I'm gonna work at the Pontiac plant.
But in the 80s, that went away.
Yeah, somewhere around mid 80s. Yeah, somewhere around mid 80s. It was like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna leave my hometown.
Yeah. How much you get stoned to work at the Pontiac plant?
Moving on, Pontiac factory workers also participated during wartime efforts, as many other manufacturers did.
What do they build over there?
I found this really interesting. One of Pontiac Motors' war production assignments, because manufacturers were assigned something. It wasn't like, I'm just going to decide I'm going to make this. It was like,
yeah.
you specifically, you are in charge of making this.
They just use the same act for something.
Yeah. Let's see. Was manufacturers of the Bofors 40 millimeter field gun, along with parts for tanks through the United States Army, and high volume production of aircraft launched naval torpedoes.
Why they made 40 millimeter guns?
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. And what they did is they adapted.
Too bad they never adapted millimeters for the rest of their shit.
They adapted. I know, it's great. They adapted their current production line to now start to house parts for tanks.
Yep.
So they had to like beef up their production line because it was just housing cars before,
Right.
which were big then, but not as big as
As a
tank
tank.
parts
Yeah,
or
tank.
a field, or like a field gun of some sort. After the war had ended, post-war Pontiac models began their manufacturing process on September 13th, 1945, which was
God bless them.
a very exciting time for everyone in the town, obviously. However,
Everyone in the country when we get out of that war, man.
yeah, well, my focus right now is strictly
Pontiac,
Michigan, right?
All right.
However, the Pontiac models didn't hit the floors until 1946 because of the UAW union strike for General Motors, which what was it? November 21st, 1945 is when that started. So I mean, even if the models didn't hit the showroom floors in 1946, think about how a short period of time that is.
Right.
Like, you're talking like 6 months with the strike and everything like that to then get it back up to be full production.
All the
Right.
boys are coming home,
Yeah.
grabbing a Pontiac.
People are fucking amped. Like, people are like, yeah, exactly, buying a Pontiac. They get a little bit of money from when they were over there.
Yep.
Whatever it might be. Maybe they bought some stuff back they can sell when they get here.
Some paintings.
Yeah, some paintings, some jewelry.
Gold. Who knows what you find over there?
Yeah. So Pontiac cars pre-war through the 1950s were seen as quiet, solid cars, not powerful. A transporter of some sort, you could say, like just
Jason
an A to B,
Statham.
kind of like the CUV of their time.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow. The
yeah.
transporter.
A to B.
A to B. In 1959, things really got booming because Pontiac had to hire 3,000 more factory line workers,
All right.
along with adding extra shifts to their production timelines to kind of meet demand. And that market year, so 1959, they're demanding over 217,000 vehicles,
Wow.
Yeehaw.
which is a shitload of vehicles in 1959. I mean,
yeah, dude.
what's the overall population of how many cars on the road at that point?
Right.
And then how many of them are Pontiacs? It's got to be a pretty
That's
sizable
a
amount.
Yeah, it's got to be a large amount.
Because, I mean, there aren't many, I guess, cars to choose from then. I mean, I guess there were technically because you had, I mean, GM alone had like five.
Yeah, five from
Five alone. I mean, Ford had a bunch.
manufacturers,
There's a bunch
but-
there. So maybe there were a lot. Maybe 217,000 isn't that much. It
Not
struck me as a lot.
Not a ton of imports
I was
then.
going to say the imports.
No.
Not exactly a
market
thing.
wasn't the same. Yeah.
So here's where things actually got interesting. In the 1960s, it brought the Pontiac GTO, which we all know and love.
Yep.
Hard to dismiss as anything besides an awesome car. This was produced from 1964 to 1974.
Toretto drove one of those.
Toretto?
Dom
Wasn't
Toretto.
Wasn't that a Torino?
No, that's a Torino. Toretto. Was
Toretto?
Vin Diesel's character in
Oh, okay.
Fast and Furious.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about
Not-
like the Grand Torino. I was
Grand
like, not
Torino.
the Ford,
Whoa,
but
whoa, whoa,
Not
whoa.
Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood. No.
yeah.
No, Toretto.
That's why I was like kind of confused right there.
Legendary street racer.
Yeah.
This is about family.
So this is some good old quality trickery by GM and Pontiac specifically. So 64 and 65, the GTO was only an optional package. It cost $295, and it upgraded the engine from a 330 cubic inch to a 389 cubic inch, and a bunch of other stuff, actual like performance upgrades, which were pretty cool. This was because GM had a weird policy that limited the A body, which was like the entry level
Mhm.
cars, to having a 330 cubic inch engine. However, the loophole did not apply to packages. So you go and you buy your what was it then? Was it the Le Mans? Le Mans, I believe it was at the time. You go buy that and you check the box for $295. You get the big engine.
Yep.
You get the GTO package. Exactly. Thank you. That went out the door. 66 to 71. It's its own model.
Hell yeah.
You get the GTO. That's when you get an even bigger engine. You get more power. It's muscle.
Yeah.
It's a muscle car. It's not a package. It's
Side
not
of beef. That's a whole
Yeah.
side of beef right
It's
there.
not like an S line or an M trim or
Yeah.
whatever it is. It's an actual GTO.
That is the bull. You get the horns.
Yeah. And then for some reason in 72 and 73, it went back to being a package. I don't know. Maybe they knew at that point they were phasing it out.
Yeah.
We're going to stop making them. We'll just throw the rest of the stuff we have
the
in all these
gas
cars.
crisis too, right?
Right,
The oil
it just-
crisis.
Yeah.
That's when
Um,
besides every car in America had to suck in the early 70s.
yeah. So we're phasing into
Backing her out.
the not so great, you know?
Yeah.
John DeLorean helped develop the GTO, which I thought was fucking awesome. Also, he helped develop a lot of other cool cars that I was never even aware of. So
Cocaine's a
that-
hell of a drug.
Yeah, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
The 70s, man.
Whoa.
No gas. Yeah.
Another important
we
thing to
got
note.
Run this baby on powder.
Yeah,
Nose candy.
straight booger sugar.
Yeah.
Another
skiing.
important thing to note: in 1968, the GTO won Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Whoa.
So when it was back in the day where it was like, really fighting it out.
You didn't have to buy it.
Prestigious, right,
yeah,
right.
prestigious. Yeah, you couldn't buy your way in with some marketing money.
You kidding? The Alfa Romeo Giulia one.
Yeah. So we're talking big numbers. So back in like 59, the 217,000 cars just in that model year alone. On March 14th, 1962, General Motors, obviously as an entire group, celebrated their 75 millionth vehicle,
Woo! There you go.
which was a Pearl Ivory Bonneville
All right.
convertible. So not the most exciting, but hey, whatever.
Hey,
I'll take
75 mil.
So
now a low
I was
rider.
like, well, that's GM as a whole. So when did what did Pontiac achieve? It's like a milestone. That same year, almost a month later to the day, on April 12th in 1962, the 8 millionth Pontiac rolled off the line. It was a Tempest. It represented the most significant milestone in the 36-year history of the Pontiac Motor Division.
Wow.
8 million vehicles. I mean, even in 62 was crazy.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. Period.
I think about, and then that was like, there was a person at every single station building that car, hands
Right.
in that car.
Not much automation.
I found a lot of photos of the assembly line. There was a lot of pits, like guys just in pits all day long.
right,
Cars just
right.
rolling over the top of them.
Well, men were men and goats were scared.
Yeah, there you go.
Those
All
were the
right,
days,
yeah.
buddy.
My next note says 70 days weren't great.
Period.
Can you
Not-
guess how good the 90s were? Not great. Yeah.
90s Pontiac, even though you skipped 80s, which is hilarious. 90s Pontiac.
Well, I have the 70s and the 80s weren't great.
Okay.
Yeah. 90s, not great either.
Well, the 80s had the goddamn terrible Firebird things.
Not great.
Yeah, no, really bad.
So,
And the 90s, man. 90s Pontiacs. I remember the Pontiac Grandma.
yeah. There was a lot of things that were going on there. They were, I guess, maybe trying to test some waters.
They
I
kind of
should
fell
say.
off their horse come early 70s.
Yeah, because they really, like, even prior to the GTO, they knew what they were. They knew what they were good at. And this is how we did it.
So they just started relapsing. When they made GPTO a package again, the whole company started
It started
contracting.
to crumble, yeah, which was a bummer to see, and that's when it actually started to get really sad, because these people who were long in this town would be like, hey, this is, you're putting out these cars, people are demanding these cars, GTO, and then start seeing this stuff fall off and this weird stuff, and it's just rebadged GM products, and it's not really a brand of its own anymore. It's a bummer.
Right. That thing that they had pride in is no longer there.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to continue to have pride in it.
Right.
Hard to see.
So to end it off, I have some cars that killed Pontiac.
Cadillac almost sucked as much as Pontiac in the 90s.
Yeah, well, they better watch
Thanks,
themselves.
Escalade.
The Pontiac Aztec.
Oh, what a
I-
beautiful
We all
car.
know it.
It's so difficult to link that car to a GTO. You know what I mean? Like, that's the same company.
Yeah, same company.
It just doesn't
Yeah.
compute.
In its very best year, the Aztec moved 20,000 units.
Wow,
In
that's 20,000 more than they should have.
In 1959, Pontiac was moving almost 200,000 more units
That's
than the Pontiac Aztec in 2004,
That car sucks.
2 maybe.
when I'm sure you're gonna get to it.
Pontiac up higher ups, let's just say, were adamant and fought with media and fought with reviewers that it was every bit as good, if not better, than the Honda Element.
In
Oh,
no
wow.
way, shape, or
In
form.
no way,
Those
shape, or
guys never
form.
even saw a Honda Element.
Yeah, the Honda Element is such a versatile vehicle that can be used in so many different ways
it
and
just-
actually be useful.
It's a different
I
class.
can't even believe it competed with the Honda Element.
Yeah,
Wow.
they were adamant, and it was almost to a point where it was like a Twitter war before Twitter.
Those guys
Right.
were delusional.
like
I was just gonna say you can see, unfortunately,
Illusions of grandeur.
the future coming.
some other things were the Pontiac Montana SV6, which is like a minivan of some sort. It looked similar to the Aztec, just with a longer ass on it.
Oh, little Montana.
Yeah.
Little Tony Montana.
Yeah. The Pontiac G3 with just a rebadged Chevy Aveo. I
Yeah.
don't know why they bothered putting a Pontiac badge on it. Here's one that probably would have done well if it ever made it to market. The Pontiac G8 ST, which was Pontiac's V8 sedan.
Yeah.
Pickup truck.
Oh wow.
So the Utes
Yep.
that everyone wants.
You
Yep.
baby. You mean Oot.
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 Yeah, it was coming to market. However, Pontiac decided that the last of their cars were being built on December 2009, and that the final
Nail in the coffin.
nail in the coffin was the franchise agreement for Pontiac dealers expired on October 31st, 2010. However, there was one customer who I couldn't get any specifics on that had to have a car built, and they had a car built. There's one car built by Pontiac in January of 2010. So there's one 2010
Just piece of shit Pontiac.
piece of shit Pontiac out there that a customer needs.
There was
to
not
have.
even a
Wow.
possible good car in 2010 for
nothing.
Pontiac.
It wasn't possible.
Well, what about like
The-
G8 or
Well, there was a G8 GXPs, which are actually like really. It's like
yeah, those things.
well,
Yeah.
it was essentially like it was a CTSV.
right?
Yeah, the more hood scoops you had on Pontiac, the faster it was.
And I don't know about they did remake the GTO.
They did remake the GTO, which came with 2 different engines. Actually, we have a listener who's out in California who's got a badass GTO.
That gen.
2004, 2009, I think it was.
Yeah.
One was like a 5-point-something liter. One was a 6-liter.
Those are
Yep.
main machines.
Yeah, those are mean machines. Those are really cool.
Unless
Decent looking
there's-
too.
Unless
Understated.
there's,
Based off of
A Holden.
Holden.
the whole. You're right. Unless the very very well performing cars. Unless there is what you would call a dusting of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
I remember
Death be not proud.
I remember seeing one of those as I was going to my old apartment. I think I had my GTI at the time, Mark IV. A dusting of snow on the road, and I'm going up a slight incline.
Yeah.
I had to pass the GTO because he's just
Yeah, but it's probably running a Michael Thompson's on the
Yeah.
back of that thing. in the middle of the
and
window.
then so I do whatever at home, and like an hour, maybe 2 hours later, I come back down said road, and it's still there, except it's now parked.
Abandoned.
And this is not a place where you should be parking by any means. It's just abandoned. It's
Yeah.
just the poor thing was just sitting right there. So
yeah, can't get anywhere.
eventually it moved because it became spring. So, but but
As the seasons turned,
just
things started to
It was
change.
one of those things where that's
Yeah.
one of my most fond memories of that GTO.
I do, in fact, dig those newer GTOs. I like them. Interior is funky. The seats look like they're like super, super comfortable. They're
Yep.
big. Remind me of a Volvo spec seat where it's kind of hugging. The red gauges and everything like that. They did come in a manual.
Yep.
It actually had an LS in it. Pretty cool car.
There is I wish I would have got to see more of it, but when I went to shoot that video with J Speeds and then John Hall's Subaru for the magazine, issue number 6 out now, there was a red one with a big old front mount
Yeah.
at a light that just glugged as it took off, and
Yeah.
just like, oh, I would love to see what's up with
I
that
seen
thing.
one next door at the dyno shop.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's
yeah.
it's some big old tires out
yeah.
back. So,
Stickies.
yeah.
The old stickies.
I think that was they went out with one final swing. That was it. It was cool.
I mean, the WS6 Trans Am, that thing, the nostril, the snorkel
Yeah.
hood on that thing, my God, you could suck a animal inside that.
Yeah, but
thing
those cars are such
if you're not
piles of
careful.
shit.
Oh, they're just, I'm sure they're horrific.
Yeah.
It just,
The
it was
design
all
style-
literally all motor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the design style was great. I think at the year those were built, there was still some still emission restrictions at that
Mhm.
point. So like that kind of makes like that's like the joke with the Fox Body Mustang is it has the V8 but only makes 200 horsepower. Like it's the
Right.
same thing.
Right,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Because there's so much like restrictions
It
on
makes it
emission.
loudly though.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it makes it loud. Like you said, the Fox Body you saw on the highway. Yeah, it sounds like hell. Goes like nothing.
Right.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
That's
sounded so loud, was so slow.
It's
Yeah.
a screaming 190 horsepower.
Yeah.
It had like drag slicks on the back.
Yeah, well,
What are you
it's just like
doing?
it's unfortunate.
Right. It
Yeah.
just didn't match the bark. I mean, the bite didn't match the bark.
So that's Pontiac. This history is so big on it that like realistically, it could be an entire episode.
Realistically, it's a sad story where my car company's funny because it sucked pretty much
Yeah.
the whole time. Pontiac went from a brand that was like an American centerpiece that was a whole, this whole part of Michigan loved it, and there
Yeah.
were people that were proud to be there, and then it just went down this hellhole.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because Cadillac was on the same goddamn slide downward, and they recovered with stupid SUVs.
Yeah.
Pontiac made the stupidest SUV and just couldn't.
Nobody recovers after
No, what's a
that.
bummer is I had this and I don't know why I didn't write it down. With the whole bailout thing.
Yeah.
In that whole time frame that they closed up, that was kind of what
What did him in?
did the.
Well, it was like GM had to call the herd.
Yeah.
They're
Right,
like, you
so
know
they
what?
just-
I mean,
might
right.
make it. Pontiac ain't gonna.
Yeah, Pontiac
Right.
clearly wasn't on the right path.
They pick the
the Catara.
prestigious, brands.
Yeah, what's the Porsche they say that saved Porsche? What car was it?
The McCann.
The Boxer.
The Boxster?
Boxster.
Yeah, the G8 ST, I feel like that could have been it. If Pontiac was given maybe a year or two more,
That could have
I'm
been the
telling
one.
you.
The amount of car trucks they would have sold
You
would
would've
have been astronomical.
Forgot the Aztec.
Yeah.
and just that was it.
But the Aztec would have been forgiven.
Yep.
Listen,
Well,
hey,
not
I think the
forgiven.
996 say Porsche, right? The water cooled stuff.
I never know. It changes depending on how you ask. I don't know. Brett will correct me, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
Big shout to Brett.
yeah, shout out to Brett.
Shout to
I think Pontiac G8 ST had that actually hit the market, that could have saved it.
It's a style that everybody clamors for over here.
Think about it. It
ST
was like
stands for Sleaze Truck.
I don't care what it stood for, as
G8
long as
Sleaze Truck. I'd have taken one.
I mean, it was cool. It was like everything you need, and
That'd
then
be a
And that would have been
Cruiser.
that would have been the prime time versus Lightning. 'cause
Subaru
the Light-
Baja
the
would have been
Lightning was here, but
fucked.
obviously that's a bit different.
Imagine you
Not
buying a
car
Baja
truck.
when
Yeah, I
that
mean, look
thing's
at that thing.
available. Yeah, all day long.
Oh, jeez.
You know how bad Subaru Baja sales would have been if that came out?
Yeah. look at the muscular on the front of this thing.
Dude, Beef City.
Yeah.
God
Oh,
damn.
wicked beefcake.
Yeah, had that thing been able to actually make it to market, that would have dug.
Pickup truck cars need to come back.
People would have been proud to show up at work at Pontiac on Monday.
Yep. I would have been happy
Make-
to build that.
Yeah.
Make Pontiac great again.
And just
That's
another
what that
quick
would
thing
have
before we move along from Pontiac. In the 80s, they implemented a process that used lasers to measure panel fitment and body gaps and windshield alignment,
Yeah.
which was like unheard of, like totally unheard of, because it fit the bill for such quality control.
Right.
Didn't we see a
Right.
beautiful Pontiac today, Josh? When we're getting out of the convenience store?
It's the silver one with the two-tone,
Oh wait, no.
silver and black.
No, that was Oh yes, we did actually.
We
No.
saw Fiero.
Fiero.
Oh,
Yeah.
Totally stock with had wheels on it.
Pristine cranberry colored Fiero.
It was one of two trims of Fiero. It was waiting for a Lambo kit as opposed to
Had a
adorned a Lambo
Yeah.
kit. Yeah.
Hey, it went buzzing by. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Talk about a car
It
that
seemed
could have
as-
been something.
Seemed as if it was moving under its own power,
Yeah.
which is good. I
Could
couldn't
have
see
been an
any,
illusion.
couldn't see any visible rust. However, the paint color was very similar, so it could
Yeah.
have all been rust.
It was an illusion.
Yeah, not exactly sure, but
Well,
we
rest in
did see
peace,
one.
Pontiac.
Yeah.
That was definitely
T's and P's.
At first, I laughed when you picked it, and now the stories made me sad.
I did, because like it was
Fucking kill you.
right when you think about it, you think about the Aztec.
And you think about how bad their cars were from like the
right,
70s to
the
the
Aztec
end.
so bad,
Yeah.
it makes you forget about all the good.
Yeah. And there
Like
was
the
there was
Just like
I
the
would
Fiero.
argue that up until if you think about how long they were around, and from say 1931 to 1970, like think about how much good they put out.
Yeah,
It's a
40 years of good.
40 years of bad.
Whoops.
Yeah.
all comes
50,
crashing
50,
down.
yeah.
Hey,
I
those
thought it
people
was
should be
30
proud.
years of bad.
No, me
my
too.
math
And I was
wasn't
like,
so
shit.
good. 40 and 40. Hey, you know what?
All right.
I'll take the
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll take 50%.
Flip a coin.
Yeah.
At
Way
least,
better than Merker.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least half the time it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of Pontiac nutcases out there with big old Pontiac tattoos.
Pontiac people.
Pontiac people.
Ransom Pete's a huge Olds guy.
Yep.
That's another going but not
He would have
forgotten.
downgraded to a Pontiac.
I was gonna say, I
I'm sure
wonder
he's
if-
got to know a ton more
Yeah.
than I did in the 2 days we kind of worked on this.
I wonder if the old guys, feud with the Pontiac guys, who feud with the Cadillac guys, who feud with the whatever
Yeah.
Buick guys.
I hope so.
Me
Yeah.
too. That's the world I want.
They all get out of their
Exactly.
cars with their canes and walkers and just
Yeah.
fucking.
slowly beat each other.
Let's have stern words with each other.
A Stern talking to.
Shake the finger, real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Pete's upgraded.
Oh yeah, Pete's
He's
Pete's on another
Full
level.
import man now.
Yeah. You
so-
have something interesting in your hand.
Wow,
over
that's a
there.
lot of paperwork.
I picked. We'll take a little trip across the pond, if you will,
Oh no.
to a company called TVR. Which, ding that bell because it's going to get interesting.
It's gonna get real wild.
TVR is a British manufacturer of high-end sports cars. The company manufactures lightweight sports cars with powerful engines and was at one time the third largest specialized sports car manufacturer in the world, offering a diverse range of coupes and convertibles.
When were they the third specialized in the world?
Notice that this did not give me a date.
I was gonna say maybe specialized sports cars
Yeah.
are different.
It might
the
have
other
it,
brands we
It
know.
might have been one of those specialized sports cars in this color with this trim
It's-
at this time.
It's like Rhode Island Magazine's Best of Award. We're the
Yeah.
best podcast located in this part of East Providence.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my one-off red with this, et cetera, et cetera. So just real quickly, a side note. This is something that I was fascinated by after I counted them. How many different models of TVR do you think there were
12.
When?
Ever.
Generally?
ever?
13.
All right.
You would be way off. Total model is 59.
59.
59 different
Wait.
specs, if you will. So we can go over all of them. The Jamar, TVR Open Sports, the TVR Open Sports / Coupe.
The only one that matters is a Sagarius.
That's
The
way
age
later.
of
That's way later.
Sagarius.
The TVR Grand Tourer 1.
When was TVR born? Like what?
Well, if you want to get into that, we can give you that first. So
Just because for me, TVR was introduced to me via
No,
Top
please
Tier.
read the list of 59 TVRs
Yeah.
first.
oh, it's pretty good. I'm just fascinated by it because it gets so interesting. You just what I say different models because there's the 1800,
Sagarius.
1800, 1800S. It just we get
Yeah.
into it. So TVR was actually founded in 1946 by Trevor Wilkinson. Now, where did the name TVR come from? Well, that's actually from Trevor. TREVOR. He just abbreviated it.
Wow,
It didn't-
that is a huge letdown.
It didn't start that way, though. However, let's see. The history of TVR can be divided into several eras, each of which is associated with the company's owner at the start of the period. So, in other words, from 1946 to 1965, founder Trevor Wilkinson, who left in 1962.
When did he start it?
1946.
Okay, that's 62. All right.
Who he was actually
13
an
years, we'll take
engineer who started this. So
13 lucky years.
1965 to 1981, it was owned by Martin Lilly or the Lilly family. 1981 to 2004, Peter Wheeler. 2004 to 2013, Nikolai Smolensky.
Smolensky.
2013 to present, syndicate of British businessmen led by Les Edgar.
A
Now-
syndicate?
Now,
Whoa.
I don't want to rush anything,
No, please don't.
but this says 2013 to present. Their website is still functional.
Mm-hmm.
They are still taking deposits on a car they have yet to make
Sagarius.
with the Griffith. Is it
The-
the Griffith?
oh, they're doing
or
a Griffith
the
again?
Griffith, yes. So they will charge you £5,000 because it's obviously a UK site.
Right.
You fill out this little paperwork online, submit your
Did you
thing
get one?
and whatnot. I actually pre-ordered 2 just to be on the safe side. So you
one
can
for parts.
Full
one for
disclosure,
driving.
the first time I ever heard about TVR was on Gran Turismo because it looked like a Viper.
because of the way
and
it
it was
looked,
expensive.
which is funny because a lot of people compare it to Vipers because they are
Drove like total shit and were impossible to
completely
drive.
saucy, erratic, and et cetera, et cetera. So they're currently in 2017. I'm sorry, in 2020, they have a website that was updated in 2017 with this Griffith. It's been
I've seen
said that
pictures
this
of
car was going to be made, et cetera, et cetera. Now, without kind of skipping through everything,
their entire history.
I unfortunately had to watch a Shmee video to get the latest and greatest.
No.
Yeah, I lasted about 8 minutes, but I skimmed along and found out the information I needed to. So, as of January 24th,
Here's
of
the deal: if
2020
only Shmee's covering it, it's not real.
so as of January 22nd of 2020, one of the last bits that I found regarding the new Griffith was that they actually made a road-going, road-legal, road-registered version. One of them. This was one that
was in January?
This was January of this year.
Well, nothing bad's happened that could have thrown that off.
So their website obviously has a large thing that says, as of March 23rd, 2020, we will be working remotely. And that's all I have for any news updated
Do you
to
text
current.
me?
To current. No, I didn't text him. He and I are on a no-text basis, thankfully.
Yeah.
Strict
but-
no text.
No
but in
call,
all-
no text, no email.
In all reality,
Don't at me.
I did poke around on TVR for a phone number because I was going to call them today and just be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Do you have a customer service line? I'll email them right now.
They don't have they have an email, yes, but not a
Did you
phone.
email 'em?
No, I didn't
It's
email
do
them.
not reply at tvr.com.
Because I was looking for an answer, today. I didn't want to sit and wait
okay.
and have this answer a few days from now, which we could do a follow up.
It'd
and
be
see,
really
but,
funny to do a follow up.
I wanted to physically, audibly talk to somebody on the other line and just find out how's it going, what's the status, you guys
Righto.
making these things, chipperoo.
Send Saunders in there.
It's true. We could send them down there. So this company is just, and I don't even know how much I'm going to reference all my notes because it's deep. We could cover this company for an entire episode, if not 2, of all the different
Give me the high
transactions,
points.
of all the different transactions, of all the different almost bankruptcies, of all the different buyouts, of all the different problems that they face. But from a 10,000 foot view, it was always that the next person in line to buy the company wanted to buy the company because they were fascinated by it and they loved their cars. They tried to do that. They purchased the company. They tried to rebuild it back up, but there was always this hitch that was stuck.
You say they cursed?
They would always pick a car, and it would probably be the wrong car, but they put all in on that. We're going to sell so many of these, sell so many of these. Nope, not going to happen. And then they owe the creditors. Then they have to disband the company and sell to. And this is just something that seemingly happens literally at least 4 other times. And you can.
You think Trevor got out in the nick of time? Did he die in office?
He died like 2 years after. I think
Oh,
he
wow.
died. Where the hell is it? I had it in here. but I
TVR
think
killed him.
Yeah.
I think he left in 62.
Probably
and,
the stress from it
I-
all.
He just couldn't
unfortunately,
maintain.
I think he passed.
Was it a
away
car
in
fire?
64. No, I didn't. I
Door
had
lock,
it
the
noted
door
here,
lock wouldn't
but
open. He couldn't get out.
He couldn't figure out how to open his own
Heated
doors.
seat went nuts, babe.
It's just an unfortunate history of what could potentially be or is. I mean, they've been around 75 years almost.
Yeah.
Around and gone and around.
I
and
remember
gone and around and gone.
The Sagarius or Sagittarius or whatever. Sagarius.
They got some names,
and it was bananas. It had pipes coming out the sides from
Yeah.
the back. It was camouflage. It was like chameleon colored.
So that was the
it
first
was
thing.
totally undrivable.
First thing I remember from TVR is just the obscure paint, and that was the first time I've ever seen flip paint.
Yep.
And just or multiple shades of the flip paint, all that sort of stuff. I mean, they've been in many different movies, obviously, because they at one point have like the inset snorkel headlights.
Yes.
You know, there's like
Those are
3
super
of them
cool.
stacked on whatever, and then Doug DeMuro does a video, of course, and does his whole thing and gets one from Canada that was imported by a dude, and you know he's looking at like the rear end of it. I believe it was a Tuscan.
The Tuscans.
The TVR Tuscan. And you see the brake lights, which are all the way down the bottom, literally on or just above, if not on the side of the exhaust pipes. And then the blinkers are actually mounted in like the center of the car, and you can't even see them, but then he actually turns them on and they flash. Just everything obscure, everything a little bit different. The current owner, Wes Edgar, was actually quoted to say that he wants things to be noisy and outrageous looking. And then a few years ago, he even wanted to go to Le Mans and beat the Astons and the Ferraris. And I just wrote, will it ever happen?
So I visited TVR's website.
Yes.
It opens with all new TVR engineered by Gordon Murray.
Oh, so right. The Griffith was actually a product, or I don't even want to say product.
He's not doing anything right
a
now.
birth
I was
of
gonna say, what
of-
the fuck?
Gordon Murray car design and a motor powered by Cosworth.
Cosworth, a 5-liter V8 dry thump by Cosworth.
Yes.
I have a request from the chat room to get on with it and talk about the Speed 12 already.
Well, I
12?
don't
What
have
the
very
fuck is a
much.
Speed
Well,
12?
the
Speed 12 was the one in Gran Turismo.
yes,
And it was the Vipery one. That was just a bearer of death.
Hold on, let me get my 3
Hold on.
pages of
Yeah.
TVR cars here, and go to.
We get a request from the land down under
Yeah.
to talk about the Speed 12.
That would be TVR Sebra Speed 12, 1997. I don't have much other info on that, but it looks like, holy shit, 7,730 cc, so that's a 7-liter motor. And I believe that car had multiple versions of it because it was used as a race car. I don't know how many were actually I do know how many were
Absolutely
actually produced.
fucking insane looking.
A Grand Touring sports
Oh,
car.
you know what? Of course, this is a specialty race car, so I don't know how many were actually produced.
It had a 7.7 liter 12 cylinder.
Yeah.
Reportedly capable of producing 1,000 horsepower. While the exact measurement was never made, nonetheless, it was claimed to have a top speed greater than the McLaren F1.
Oh, and let me,
Claiming top speeds is how you know the company's serious.
It's also claiming a 0 to 60 of 2.9 seconds, which
Right.
is ludicrously fast for a vehicle that sometimes has issues getting out of its own driveway.
and I want to pull this up because I thought this was absolutely
They never
hilarious.
officially measured the engine horsepower.
Also,
in
note
2000.
all performance statistics are manufacturer's estimates.
It was 1,000 kilograms and 800 horsepower.
Here's what we-
It was over 240.
Here's what we could do. So on one of the TVR based videos I watched on YouTube, let's give a shout to this guy, MV Master. His quote or comment on said video is TVR DNA, because this video has that dude, the owner Wes, talking about what TVR means and what the DNA of TVR is. This comment just reads, TVR DNA means no ABS, no airbags, no traction control, no door handles, no quality control, no sensibly placed anything, and power.
You want a TVR. An interview with the then owner, Peter Wheeler, said the TVR had tried to record the car's power in an engine dyno. The dyno was rated at 1,000 horsepower, but the test resulted in its input shaft being broken. To get an approximate figure, TVR engineers tested each bank individually and resulted in 480 horsepower per bank, suggesting the total rating of 960. Wheeler, no newcomer to high-performance cars and an experienced racer in the TVR Tuscan Challenge, drove one to the finished prototype's home and concluded that the car was unusable on the road, in his own opinion, simply too powerful. And then they returned everyone's deposits.
One of the other, because this thing also writes no door handles, which is true. The way you actually get into the car was on the actual side mirrors. There's a small little actuator button that you push, and
I'm
pop
sure
the
that
thing
worked
out.
all the time.
Exactly my thought.
Yeah.
Hence the people getting stuck in or out of them. But they are a fascinating company. There's a lot of history about them all over the place, especially on YouTube. You can find a bunch of cool videos, see a lot of the cool stuff. And again, we first started talking about cars that, or car manufacturers that will no longer exist. And this is kind of one that flip a coin, I guess, because they've gone out of business multiple times. Again, have been disbanded, moved to different engineering groups, moved to something limited group over the years. And right now it's still, unfortunately, seems like it's sitting in limbo.
The group that owned them, TVR, before this gentleman or this group was a Russian group who immediately stopped making the vehicles.
Right.
So
and tried to sell off.
Why would you purchase a car manufacturing or a car brand to immediately stop making vehicles? Which I think at the time was the Seabra, the Zebra.
It's probably a way to hide some money.
I don't know what they
Yeah.
had.
Seabra's a Portuguese supermarket in Fall River.
I think at the
Big show.
time,
To Louis, Louis, my boy.
I think there's one in Cumberland too.
I think at the time they were making the T350. So,
Okay.
and that was in July of 2004. where
T350 was cool.
It was a very cool car, and this new Griffith is actually modeled
The
a lot on that.
The
It's very similar.
Sagarius, the greatest TVR ever made, and one of my favorite cars
Seabra.
ever. Seabra.
Yeah.
The Sagarius is one of my favorite cars ever. It's ridiculous. They have all sorts of crazy vents and shit kind of, and like if you ordered it, like depending on the day, like the vents would actually be cut out.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just be
Didn't have to be
rivets.
perfed. You have to buy by yourself.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Different wing. It says on the final production model came with several variations from the pre-production show models, e.g. the vents on the wings are not cut out, different wing mirrors, location of the fuel filler and bonnet hinges, along other variations. Like you'd get it and just be like, well, that's nothing like the one I wanted.
Yeah. And that was another, especially early on, no two cars were at all the same.
As with all TVRs in the 90s and early 2000s, the Sagarius ignores the European Union guideline that all new cars should be fitted with ABS and at least front airbags. Because Peter Wheeler believes such devices promote overconfidence and risk the life of a driver in the event of a rollover, which TVRs are engineered to resist.
So
that's like not wearing your seatbelt because you're just not going to get an accident.
I don't get into accidents.
a little follow-up to the Russian ownership, Smolinski. So in July 2004, Smolinski bought the company from Wheeler. Despite his Russian nationality, Smolinski said he intended TVR to remain a British company. However, let's flash forward to October of 2006. Smolinski announced that in December of 2006, it emerged that Smolinski had split TVR into a number of different companies. The brand and the intellectual property rights had been transferred to a core Smolinski company. TVR Motors held the license to the brand TVR Power. The parts and spares business had then been sold to a management buyout, and Blackpool Automotive held the factory and manufacturing assets. So again, somebody owned the rights, but then somebody owned all the equipment and all the tooling at one point, and it just continued to change hands. Then Smolinski gained some of that back, and then ultimately, we live up to the current ownership, which started in June of 2013. It's just, I mean, this is I have 21 pages of the history, and a lot of that obviously was with Trevor, who started the company, and it talks about some of the cars early on and their multiple attempts to come to North America, how they were often backed by a few race car drivers who actually really liked the cars, and they were raced in a lot of respects before they made their way here, obviously, and then they came over as the Jomar and was rebranded in ways of almost sold under that name. It's a fascinating history.
Shout out to Big Trev.
It continues. I'm just going to continue to read it on my own, just because it's interesting to see.
I make this pledge to you, dear listener. If I hit 1 billion, I'm buying a TVR Sagaris, and I'll daily drive that piece of shit. Jeremy Clarkson said it was the best TVR ever.
Just put an LS in it and deal with it.
Is that the one he got stuck in?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He was not happy with. I think that was a Griffith, wasn't it? Or
I
Speed
wasn't.
12.
Yeah, he got stuck in one of them.
So
You weren't born when he did the review.
it's close. We'll do a bit of a rundown here of the errors and what, not errors, but era, and what cars they produced. So the Trevor Wilkinson era, the originator, produced 11 different variants. Martin Lilly era produced 13. 18, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah,
18.
and then
He was a
1,
busy
2,
little
3,
fella.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 19 for the Peter Wheeler
Wow,
era.
we just one upping each other here.
Do you think they had more variants than they actually made road cars?
No, they did actually produce a good, I say good amount, but
Couple of
we're
them?
only talking in the hundreds at times. And sometimes they were only producing like 3 to 4 cars, over a series of months. Things got pretty, that Pontiac Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much TVR Pride there was at times.
Yeah.
It seems
There
again,
might be some sabotage.
whether it be management or just mismanagement and it be changing of hands. You said cursed. I don't know.
It's so funny. They made approximately 200 Sagarises, although no factory records are available.
I mean, even the originals.
We sold them all cash, kid.
They have the prototype 1, 2, and 3. Well, 1 is gone because it was crashed and then sold for parts.
Yeah.
2 is still around, I believe, and I don't know what happened to 3 off the top of my head. But
Three was sold and used and gone in 60 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Super cool cars, interesting history, and you can really dive in. So, TVR, if you're out there,
Think your teeth into that one.
We miss you.
come on back. Make outrageous stuff. Anybody else get any smaller ones?
No,
that covers it, right?
I went in on Pontiac. That
I
was
mean,
it for me.
there's a handful that we could probably cover again.
I just
and-
don't know
and
how you can
revisit this.
say no to a Sagaris. I mean, it's the coolest car ever.
Oh, it's one
It's
of the,
beautiful.
It's
It
awesome.
really
looking.
is.
Yeah, it's an amazing looking car.
Look at the pipes on that girl.
You must feel like a king driving it. Or at least sitting in your driveway
God.
making the broom broom
So the
noises.
pipes on the when you can. The pipes on the Griffith or the current Griffith, the exhaust ends at the back of the front wheel and dumps out right there.
Baby, I'm going to go sit in the TVR and make broom broom noises.
I mean, hey, if you can just get a chassis and the bodywork and the paint,
I'm going to get one of those
Fine.
200.
I don't know.
it's an interesting, like I said, interesting story. And
More like 20.
and the thing about everybody likes them. Nobody dislikes it. I haven't everything
Yeah.
I've seen. There's always a little TVR.
Yeah, I think it's
I don't think we've met enough owners yet.
No, I think it's like one of those things where you like it because of how quirky it is. It's so quirky.
Right.
Top Gear's review was subtitled "Just Don't Crash."
Just don't
TVR
crash.
cigars,
Yeah.
just don't crash.
Accurate. Yeah. Well, I think that covers our main topic. You guys want to run through some questions
Let's
real
get some
quick?
questions
Yeah, let's
going.
see if
So
we
we
got
can get some
any-
shawarma in my mouth.
Oh
Couple,
boy.
2, 3 of them.
Well, our first question was one that was sent in via DM the other day, and I figured, that was a good one. So we'll cover that. So this is from Cade Lunenberger,
Big
Shout out
shout
to
to
Kate
Cade.
Lundberg. Question for the podcast. Do you guys care that much about supercars? When I was a kid, I had all the supercars, top speeds, horsepowers, and prices memorized. Now all I care about is trying to build a Tesla swapped K-Truck as soon as I can swing it. I should really stop listening to the podcast, but I can't. Too much great bad advice.
I mean, yeah, we're the kings of just bad advice and bad decisions. But no, it's not that I don't care about those cars. It's just they're so far off unobtainable that it's kind of like I like to focus on what I might actually see around me or what someone could be driving around me. Or
I think due to the podcast, I care about it more than I have in a long time because it's a nice hint of news to have because
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
cool to see how they're progressing.
Yeah.
But in reality, like I'm almost out generally on most modern stuff, period.
Yeah.
Never mind just hyper hard to buy cars. Like
Yeah.
just way out of the realm of possibility right now.
It was a perfect example was the Gordon Murray T50.
Yeah.
When that thing first came out, everybody was all over it, but I really didn't care. Now I sank my teeth into the technology and the history behind it and the relation to the F1, et cetera, because that's an interesting story. But in reality, just like you guys, I really don't care on a day-to-day basis about a supercar.
But
yes, so it's the story, and the engineering, the technology. It's not the car.
Right, exactly. Like in the boundaries that they're now pushing. The Bugatti breaking the 300-mile-an-hour mark. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's a reason to care or be interested in. But like if I again, want a boatload of money, there's other cars I would probably go out and snag before.
I would go buy a Veyron.
I'm just generally. I'm also though generally out on the attitude that it's totally unobtainable. Because like some fucking guy made millions of dollars with bum fights. You know what I mean? We talked about the mattress king Mikey Fucks the other day.
Yeah,
Like, I hate people that are like, I'll never get like you won't if you don't fucking believe it. Just pretend like you can own them someday.
Yeah,
and find the one you want.
I'm like a
and
realist.
then come up with a goddamn mattress idea.
Yeah, I'm like a realist. So when say one day there is that money available to me, then I'll figure it out then.
Right.
No, I'm staying on top of it so
Yeah.
I can ride the
Yeah,
generations.
gotta know.
Hey, I want to know what I'm missing out on.
That's why I'm putting a deposit on a Griffith.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
even exist.
5,000 pounds. That's not real
yeah,
money.
Yeah, sure.
It's a weight.
It's just digital, right? It's fake.
5,000 pounds of copy paper.
Let's see. Let's get into some of the other questions that we got. Let me pull this up. Sorry. Oh, there's another thing.
Did we
in
get
front
some
of me.
goodies
There we
this
go.
week?
I honestly didn't have a chance to
Screen
go
the
through them,
questions.
so I don't know for sure. Jordan Hopwood just writes, "You
Jordan
had me
Hopwood.
at wagons." Hell yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, big wagon guys over here.
S14 OCP. When is
S14
Corey's
OCP.
revival motoring interview video coming out? As soon as his car's all done.
Well, sometime 2021.
It's going to be a great year.
Let's see. KR Belch.
Care belts.
What tool are you terrified of? Spring compressors terrify me.
Spring compressors. I
That's
mean,
why I
yeah,
don't use 'em.
yeah, those can be pretty gnarly. I usually just unloosen it and let it rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't, the amount of people that like put them in a vice pointing at them when they do that's crazy. Put it on the ground, chuck your foot on it, you'll be
Yeah.
fine. Tools that terrify me.
The plasma cutter was pretty gnarly.
Really?
I used a plasma cutter when after Jesse fucked up his Mark III rally car. I was helping the legend rebuild it. Plasma cutter was pretty gnarly because I was like, oh, this is this is really melting something that I can't bend or break. It's like it's destroying it in such a way that it's just melting it away in front of you.
Yeah. Hot fire.
Yeah, I think this is pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I'm more afraid of the little delicate stuff. You know?
Like a flower.
Like a flower.
Yeah.
No, if it's something that you have to be like real careful with,
Oh, okay.
not to hurt yourself, but you're going to destroy the car because you're doing like working on the head or something, like I'm not your guy. But if
Yeah.
you're going to like plasma cut a door open or a hole in the floor, I'm your man, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't scare me in the fact that I could fuck something up. It's just like,
This
one
is-
slip and like I'm losing two of my toes.
Yeah, nice thing about plasma cutter, that's ungodly power. That's some mystery shit we didn't understand yet.
So the one that always gets me, like a 4-inch angle grinder, because it's easy to use, but you get very comfortable with it, or you can
One
get
hand
very
only.
comfortable and complacent with it.
And then the
Safety
blade
alwa-
explodes on you.
And you just see the fucking
Safety always off.
the mayhem that could ensue with that thing. And then it goes to say, I think the worst I ever fucked myself up, like just even something remotely car related, was I was putting something in the Mark IV, and like I cut myself with a pocket knife because I was cutting like 2-sided tape towards me. Just a stupid complacent mistake. and it was like a brand new pocket knife
Oh
with
yeah.
a small blade,
I don't want to hear it.
and it was inside me.
Ah,
It was
man.
just one of those like
Yeah.
it was just like
Ugh.
that is a problem.
This is going to be an issue
That's not
all day.
That's gonna really suck.
Mom.
Oh no, it was I lived in an apartment by myself, so I'm just like crying to myself in the fetal position.
Yeah.
I can't even remember like the scar is still there. So I think I just yanked it out, went inside, taped it up, and was done for a day
Little
or
super
two.
glue.
Yeah. Yeah.
The worst I fucked myself up was with the welder because I just welded something and I went to show something with my pinky
Touched
finger.
it. Oh.
Yep.
Ugh.
It was
Yeah.
snowing out, so I spent a little time outside, but maybe I could have been that thing for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Also, chainsaw, not a car tool.
Oh,
You should be
jeez.
very
That's-
fucking scared of chainsaws.
It's no. It's that.
I use them all the time. It's fucking. You gotta respect that baby.
It's that bit of complacency. That bit of that. The second your mental guard is
Yeah,
down.
she's
if you
coming
will.
for
That's
you.
it. That's it. It's there. What the hell did I say?
That's the most fucking dangerous thing.
My
Period.
dad had one when he was trimming trees fall. Like the guy above him had it. It was one of like the old school like the small trimmers on the stick, so you
Mhm.
can trim to the top of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
trees. It fell and it was coming down on my dad's head, and he put his hand up, and you've seen the scar he has across his hand. He has a scar going across his hand.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
That's like
fucking-
you can see like the bones on either side.
Nope.
Like,
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a
I'm
solid
good.
no.
Not a-
Chainsaws are
solid
gnarly.
no.
Not a big fan of injuries these days.
Yeah,
Not at all.
lay off them chainsaws. That's crazy.
Justice Beaver 69 just
Justice
writes,
Beaver
happy to be a
69.
part of print. Go pick one up, ladies and gents. So thank you, buddy.
Thank you so
we
much.
did have to take you out of the magazine though, but thank you.
He also
We're
writes.
excited for it.
He also writes pizza party / release party. I don't know. We'd like to do something.
Yeah, we're gonna do something.
Yeah, just
We can figure something
we
out
have
for
to
sure.
see
Keep it
who
on the DL.
The dictator is and what the rulers
See if our
are.
queen will allow it.
Yeah,
If
see
it's
how that
catered,
goes.
I think if we get it catered, we can have 150 people.
that's true. Actually,
And if it's a wedding.
that's actually is true. So right, that's all we need is some
Yeah, so who's getting
catering
married?
and somebody to get married
Yeah.
at the release party.
Ben, how are you and your girlfriend doing? You ready to tie the
I was
old
gonna say, yeah,
knot?
you're ready for commitment, right?
Yeah, buddy. Just sign
College
it.
up.
commitment.
Yeah.
Nicholas Pedro just writes donut meat ?
Yes,
actually this Saturday 8 a.m. My golf is slow writes eat pickles.
My
Hey,
golf is slow.
We did,
Oh,
buddy,
they're
and they
so
were
fucking
wonderful.
good.
Oh,
I'll have
They're
to
so
bring-
it's such a deep dive to get more pickles right now
Yeah.
that it's almost
like
you got to go full hand. You got to
Eat-
fist them.
eating the pickles on the podcast was appropriate, but fisting the
Yeah,
the
there's just
pickle
my
jar.
hand can't get in there.
Yeah.
Chuck, there's forks outside.
Should have brought one of my kids. There's forks outside.
Yeah, there's literally forks.
What the fuck,
Young
Ben?
Let's see. Go _ask_ your mom.
Yeah, I like that one.
He says recommend me a new show on Netflix.
New show on Netflix.
I would
Oh,
be-
Dark.
Yeah, you like that? Was that good?
I liked it a lot. Watch it. English subtitles, German language.
Yep.
That's the way to do it.
A lot of shit on chest in that, or what
Yeah, a lot of the Shizer.
about it?
Yeah, it was good. No, but Dark. I'm through 2 seasons. There's 3 seasons total. Oh, total mind fuck.
The Last Kingdom. It's a little cheesy at
Oh,
first.
is it
Uhtred,
the-
son of Uhtred. Listen, get in it.
You've been telling me
I'm
about
fucking
this for so
the Last
fucking
Kingdom. The Last Kingdom is so goddamn tight. The Last Kingdom.
Is it multiple seasons or just one out right
There's
now?
like 3 seasons. I cannot wait for season number 4. Uhtred, son of Uhtred is going to come back and fuck them up. I'll tell you that right now.
TD's writes, what's
TD's.
your favorite part about this magazine? The fact that it's nearly done.
Oh.
Because this one has been a trying one, if you will. And not
been a
because
trying
of
time.
the magazine, it's just the time.
Tell you
right?
what,
It's
this
just the
next
time.
one. So many ideas you've been spouting out of this next one.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
The
time.
007. Yeah, yeah.
It's got me.
It'll
Got me
be-
plump.
It'll be an interesting one. Let's see. We're going to really, stretch our brain capacity with how we're going to do this next
Is
one. I
this
think.
is this the one that you had the crazy idea?
It's the one, yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited about this one.
I mean,
Oh,
wait.
there's no way it's gonna come out right. I'm so
I mean,
excited about
it
it.
has to. I hope it does.
So
Yeah.
excited
Oh,
about it.
wait, yeah. I
When you
mean,
go to have that printed,
we're going to
the
get our
guy's gonna be
file
like,
right.
Miss
what the
Kuzi?
fuck? Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait.
We'll see. JH_creative
Jay's creative.
just writes that new Action Bronson track, Golden Eye. Y'all bumping it? Yet?
GoldenEye just came out, man. Came out today. Very tight. Not as tight as Latin Grammys, but I'm excited only for Dolphins.
He also writes, Chuck, what will it take to get you to make me some hip hop cassette mixes for my Mark 1?
More than you can afford, pal. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll just come up with some shit. I don't know. I do like old stuff, and I just don't have a cassette, anything. Like a bunch of great records. You got 8-track in that, baby?
Last one, Steve Voorhees.
Steve Voorhees.
For what car, if any, is Underglow an acceptable mod?
Drift
Honda
car.
Fit.
Drift car.
The drift
car.
stuff now, yeah.
Drift car, obviously,
Honda Fit, you said.
Honda Fit.
Polaris slingshot.
Yeah.
Every single one I've seen has it. It's not acceptable. The whole vehicle's not acceptable.
Does it come with it?
It may.
Factory
It might just come
option.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically a motorcycle.
Yeah.
If the police arrest
You can option them out to 30K. They
That's
start
pretty
at
sad,
6.
What did it start at?
16.
No, they start at 16.
Yeah,
Never mind, boys. I'm in.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's what.
It's a lot of options.
Imagine driving one of those in the winter. How dead you'd be immediately.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
you've been
you
looking
would
at.
die instantly. You would crash so quickly.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, one big fat.
I mean,
just put
in the
screws through
rain.
it.
In the rain, in a, you know, like a dusting.
Do they have roofs?
You can. I think you can
Can you
get.
option it out to get some
Bikini
shitty
top?
plastic roof?
Put a little
Yeah, I
Jimmy-
think it's a little like. I
Little-
don't actually know.
little
I
cap
don't think
on
they
there?
can get a roof.
Like
I
a
think-
little bikini top.
Yeah,
like a
little,
Jeep. As I said, it's a sports car for Jeep people.
Yeah.
little, you know, little topper on the old
I'm sure you can build your own.
dome there.
Oh no, they're starting at 26.
All right. I was
All
gonna
right,
say,
yeah,
that's
I was
all
like
right, calm
16,
down
like-
over there.
My God, if you're gonna
Jesus
bring
Christ.
the, I know we don't.
You're gonna get me all
you know,
excited about $16,000 Polaris slingshots. I was gonna say, can't we get a razor for that kind of money?
Jesus Christ, we're almost at 3 hours. Well, that is going to do it,
Found you a
ladies and
maverick.
gentlemen. Young Ben has already picked up our shawarma. We will be back next week.
Thank you
We're
guys
gonna
for
talk about
listening.
we're going to talk about the year
We
1989.
miss you.
Pre-order the magazine. Go ahead, limited quantities. RevivalMotoring.com.
Woo!
See you.
See you guys. Thanks for listening. Buy the magazine.